No countdown today. We are jumping right into it. What is up, everyone? Hello, hello, hello. It is Secrets of Strixhaven Day. The set is out at the moment. We will see. You never know. You never know with Arena on not early access day, on release day. But it seems fine now. I got some cards. We can start playing some Secrets of Strixhaven. And the goal for today is pretty simple. So, there's so many things I want to try with this set. There's so many cool things in Secrets of Strixhaven. But today is going to be Professor Dellian Fell Day. So I really want to figure out, we didn't get to do much of this during Early Access Day. So I have 4 different life gain decks with Professor Dellian Fell. And I really want to figure out if this Golgari life gain, Witherbloom life gain, like, is that even a real archetype? Can we make it work? Can Soul Sisters be a thing? So that's going to be the goal for today. We're going to mess around with some life gain in New Standard and see how this archetype actually works. We also got Reality Fracture leaks, maybe, sort of, perhaps, which, if these are real, oh my god, this set's gonna be so cool. This set is gonna be so cool. The rumors have been flying around. The Reality Fracture, happy Tuesday. Hello, hello, Mr. Mando, Killer, Crim Killer, or Crim Kill. That is what I try to do on every Commander Clash. Lord Boys, hello, hello, good to see you, Variant. Hello, hello, hello. I don't know if you saw these. I'm curious if you think these are real. So these are leaks. So if you avoid leaks, then you can, avert your eyes momentarily. But these just came out this morning. So the rumors have been flying around. They have been flying around. Hey, what's up, Labrador? How are you? If it isn't my favorite Twitch chatter, don't tell anyone else I said you're my favorite. But yes, Labrador. Good to see you. I don't know if you saw these. So the rumor's been flying around that Reality Fracture might be Planar Chaos 2.0. And if these are real, these came up on the MTG Rumors Reddit, I think it would confirm it. So here's the cards, and I'm trying to make sense of what this means. So first, there is just straight up Chandra Torch of Defiance. Like a reprint, this is a Chandra that we've had before, a good Chandra during its era in Standard. Even saw Modern play for a while. So it's just Chandra. It's just a Chandra. Vingman, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big super, thank you. This, the card number is 244, because then if you go to the next card, it's Chandra Chill of Compliance, kind of the opposite of Torch of Defiance, Chill of Compliance. It has a different card number. At first I thought, and this would be super crazy, my first thought was there were going to be double face cards. In the front face would be a classic Planeswalker from the past that isn't good enough for today, and then the back would be a new version of that Planeswalker that's color shifted. But since they're 2 different card numbers, if this is real, it seems like there's 2 Chandras in the set, a reprint in this new one. And then, Variant, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription, thank you. I mean, the Planeswalker itself is kind of interesting. 3 mana, 3 loyalty, +1 surveil 1. If you put a non-creature, non-land card into your graveyard this way, you can put it into your hand. So essentially in a spell deck, hopefully draw 1 like half the time. +1, make a blue mana only to cast non-creature spells. -X, tap X target creatures or artifacts, put X stun counters on it. Tap a target artifact or creature, put X stun counters on it. And then the ultimate, you get an emblem whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. And then, Malda Guitarist, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you, thank you. And then, Snapcaster Mage. Sort of. Stingcaster Mage. It is a Snapcaster Mage, except you lose Flash and you get haste. Otherwise, exact same card, but it's in red. So what do you make? What do you make of this? Does this confirm? Like, first off, do you think these are even real? The only thing that's throwing me off is this Chandra Torch of Defiance. Why is this Chandra? Like, the blue color shifted one makes sense. Why the old reprint one? Aggro Snapcaster, I think it'd be worse than actual Snapcaster. I think Flash is actually very important, but I think it's still very good, right? Like, you just use it for different purposes. Snapcaster Mage is going to be at its best, at least traditionally in a control deck, right? Where you're flashing back your cryptic commands or your counter spells or your cantrips at instant speed. Stingcaster Mage, assuming it's a real card, I think this will be at its best in aggro decks, right? Where you just like play this, flash back your burn spell, hit your opponent for damage. You have this hasty creature that swings in. So I think it's worse, but I still think it's actually good. My hype level, if this is real, is through this set. Planar Chaos is one of the coolest sets that they've ever made. I think they might be legit too, Labrador. I think the art is new. The frames and stuff look correct. It plays into what we already kind of know about the set, although I guess if you're going to make fakes, you'd want to play into that too. I think there's a good chance. I think there's a good chance that they're actually real. And if they are, oh man, that set's going to be so incredibly cool. Hey, Seth, I bet it's been a minute. Hey, what's up, Cook TDH? But I've got a challenge for a card evaluation game. Look up Boba Fett collecting the bounty from Star Wars Unlimited. All right, let me look up this card, and then I'll do our reminders, and we'll go in these decks, and we'll start playing some Secrets of Strixhaven. Boba Fett collecting the bounty. All right. 5 mana for a 4/7 bounty hunter. It says when this unit completes an attack, if an enemy unit left play this phase, ready up to 2 resources. So I see a 5 mana 4/7 that essentially untaps 2 lands if an enemy unit left play this phase. Man, that is a hard card to evaluate. So I would say, oh wait, it's a flip card. Wait a minute. Oh, is that the backside? oh, hang on. Wait, this looks the same. I'm so confused. Oh, is this the other side? Collecting the bounty. Okay. Underworld Bounty Hunter, whenever an enemy unit leaves play, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, ready a resource. Epic action. If you control 5 or more resources, deploy this leader. Man, see, I don't know enough about Star Wars Unlimited. So I imagine this is like a commander kind of, or like a Hearthstone general that you always have access to. That would be what I would think the leader does. This is such a hard, it's too complicated for me to evaluate without knowing more, of actually how Star Wars Unlimited works. I'm going to say it's, man, I don't know how the leader thing works. The backside seems fine. You need 5 or more lands essentially to deploy it. And then, yeah, I'm going to say it's fine. Like, I don't know. It seems fine. What cards do you want to see color shifted? I want to see White Phyrexian Arena would be so good. All right, let's do our reminders. And we are going to start doing some Professor Dellian Felling. Did you get 3 packs? I did not even check my email. Does not look like I have gotten 3 free packs yet. I mean, I ordered the pre-sale bundle and I haven't even gotten that yet. So I feel like maybe we're just kind of early and it'll show up in a little bit because I guess you can buy Strixhaven packs. I don't know why they didn't give me the bundle that I bought yet, but Bubba's Band? Wait, what makes the card so busted? Hey, what's up, Dogavith? How are you? Yeah, Buffalo Sabres are actually good. I don't follow hockey. I wish I did. But yeah, the Buffalo Sabres are like the Buffalo Bills of hockey, where they have sucked for so long. But Buffalo fans are so hardcore, people still love them. So it's kind of nice to see them doing good. People are actually hyped about it. Reminders! Replay YouTube. That's when you find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. Yesterday, we had another bracket match. We're starting Secrets of Strixhaven stuff with a Gets Odds tomorrow. So tons of sweet stuff coming up on the YouTube. A reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can make cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Maybe a goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes, and they will hook you up. So, what are we doing today? Hey, what's up, Cyberkillnose? I want to figure out if this life gain stuff is any good. So I want to start here. I want to start with Golgari life gain. This deck has a ton of new cards in it. So the card I'm most intrigued by is Professor Dellian. I want to know if this card's any good. This looks like a card that if we were playing Magic like 10 years ago, I think this card would be insane. One of the best cards in the set. It still reads really well. I'm just not sure if a 4-mana Planeswalker is good anymore. So the idea of this deck is we are trying to embrace the power of Professor Dellian, our new life gain Planeswalker that draws cards, blows up creatures, emblems in one turn to give us like a Sanguine Bond, and then can gain us life. So we're backing this up with a ton of new life gain stuff. We get Tragedy Feaster, the massive Infuse Body. We get Scheming Silver Tongue. It's a backup card advantage engine to go along with Unholy Annex and Ritual Chamber. We get Virulent Emissary is our green death-touching Soul Warden to gain us life. Deep Cavern Bat can gain us life. Scavenging Ooze can gain us life. More so, I think this card might actually be very, very good. A 3-mana 2/1 with flying. When it enters, you make a 1/1 pass that can gain life. And then if we gain life on our end step, we can reanimate something for free with no finality counter, equal to or less than the amount of life we gain this turn. So if we can gain some life, this can be getting back any of the creatures in our deck. We can get back a Silver Tongue, a Manador, could get back a Deep Cavern Bat. So that is the plan. Not only an emblem, but an emblem it stays on the battlefield. Like, that's a power, right? Professor Dellian Fell. You can play it uptake 1s to 7, next turn ultimate, and you still have a Professor Dellian Fell on the battlefield with a loyalty that can start gaining life the next turn. So this is what we're going to start with. Yeah, so we do have one Ancient Cornucopia. I have other builds of life gain. So I have Badger Mole life gain, which is very similar to the last deck, except if the last deck's not fast enough, we can try Badger Mole Cub to see if that speeds it up enough. Also with Badger Mole Cub, I think Decorum Dissertation might actually be kind of good because we can play it so quickly. But basically, same idea, but with more Manadorks and Badger Mole Cubs, less removal, try to speed things up. We also have a full-on Cornucopia deck in 5-color Converge life gain control. So we got the Professor Dellian Fell. So we got Ancient Cornucopia to gain life. We get to play a bunch of Withering Curses because it seems really busted if you can gain life. We get Vicious Rivalry as another sweeper. We get to play Together as one to draw a bunch of cards and gain a bunch of life. We get an Arcane Omens to maybe wrath away our opponent's hand. So if we can't make it work with the mid-range plan, we can try that. And then the last life gain build is a more Soul Sistery build. This is still for Professor Dellian Fells, of course. But instead of going big, we're going heavy on the Virulent Emissaries, Hinterland Sanctifiers, Caves of Aneaten Feces. We got our Essence Channelers. We get to try out Comforting Console, which I think might be good in a Soul Sister style deck. We still get the Morsos and the Halias. So that's what we're working with today. No, I mean, so loot we played, here's the thing with loot. I think loot is great, and I love loot, and we will play more loot. But we played a ton of loot during early access day. And there's some loot decks that are coming out on the YouTube already. So we've already done a lot of looting. So we will do more looting. But today, I really want to see if this life gain stuff is actually any good. And if we get bored with life gain, we can switch to something else. That is fine. What do you think about Hull? Wait, Hull Breacher, right? Not Hull Breaker. You're not talking about Hull Breaker, Hull Breacher? Like the 3-drop? That makes all the treasures and stops you from drawing cards? I'm sorry, Tower Shell. No. Please no. Please, Magic Gods. Anything but that. It would just be a good hate piece. So here's the thing with Hull Breacher. It's too good at what it does. Like, if we want hate for card draw, perfectly fine with that. Hull Breacher is just way too strong. It's so swingy with the mana, where its punishment is like, oh, you tried to draw cards? Well, then I just win the game instead of you. It's just a bit much. Hull Breacher is fair. Wheels are a main now. Yeah, I hate that. I honestly do hate that. Oh, Color Shifted Oppo Agent. So chat, as we get into this, and let's just jump into some life gain mid and see how this goes. What do you want to see color shifted most? Let's say, hey, welcome, pal Matt. Good to see ya. We're checking out some Professor Dellian Fell at the moment. Seeing if this life gain stuff in Witherbloom is any good. What do you want to see color shifted most? I am so... If Reality Fracture is what we think it is probably going to be my favorite set in like several years. Planar Chaos is an all-timer. I love. That's how we got Mana Tithe. That's how we got Damnation. And I'm sure they're going to go like safe-ish with it. Like the color shifted Snapcaster actually kind of works. We got Flashback in red. Like, so I'm sure they're not going to go like full on. I'm not expecting mono green counter spell or something like that. But Planar Chaos is one of the coolest sets that they ever made. Oh man, if they're doing that again. Oh, there's so many cool things. It's been like 20 years almost since we last did that. There's so many cool things they can do. Man, punished by the slow land already. All right, we'll keep this. I'm regretting this Deathcap Glade. Instant regret. Well, land, and let's get down land where I was pestered. Were those leaks confirmed real? I have seen no confirmation that they are real, so I cannot say for sure. I will say, to me, they look real, but that doesn't mean that they are real necessarily, but they look real to me. Bonnet Swamp and passing. We draw more Virulent Emissaries. Well, I think we just play a Virulent Emissary. Gain a life. Scheming Silver Tongue. Since we're gaining life, going to be able to prepare it off the Virulent Emissaries, assuming it resolves. Opponent. Ah, we just want to draw some cards, opponent. Ooh, Phantom Interference. All right, well, get in and hit you. Good morning, Owen went by. How a color shifted bat. What color would you shift Badger Mole come into? Red? Is it just always red? Can we just draw a land? No, opponent. Gonna kill our door. Can we draw a land, please? Well, we do not draw a land, but we can strategic betrayal. Man, we're not even greedy. We're not even grieving. Golgari. You know what we need? And I bet they do this. Golgari Sarah Angel, right? We have to. This is our one chance. This is our one chance to make the Golgari Sarah Angel. Opponent gonna run out a Kaito, Bane of Nightmares, and Emblem Kaito. We will continue to not draw lands, but we can play Scheming Silver Tongue and hit the Kaito down to 3. Well, considering that we are completely unable to draw lands, we're putting up a fight. Like, this setup feels really good. Just like the lack of mana is a huge issue. Opponent going to kill the Scheming Silver Tongue. Get in with a Kaito start. And now it might be too late. Color shift into Kobolas would be sweet. Oh, well, definitely. I mean, we're not gonna do Timeless today. Wow. Oh, I think we're about dead now. Oh, it's a land. Imagine that. On turn 40, we draw land. Well, play the Morso, gain a life, make a pest. Hit the Kaito. They actually have another removal spell here? Come on, really? Oh, about it. Bitter triumph. Man, it was so close. We almost defeated the Mana Screw, but one thing we've said many times, you can't win through missing land drops in Modern Magic, and we put up a good fight with the Magic Gods. Ooh, a color. Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about color shifting. I didn't even think about trying to color shift colorless cards, but that is interesting. All right, let's... Seriously. Oh. It never ends. Pound it. Gonna block with a fun fits direct. This has been such a frustrating game. Pound it. Oh. Our opponent's top deck can answer every turn, and we cannot draw land to save our lives. This Kaito is just snowballing. It is just snowballing away this game. So unfortunate. Opponent passes. We draw an Holy Annex. We will play it. Not that it matters anymore. Draw a card. Not a land. Pass the turn. I do wonder what color shifted cards will look like now with each color slice of the pie. It's a bit bigger these days. That is true. Like, the color pie has kind of meshed together. Ooh, collection for sale. Interesting. My God. Wait, okay. Hang on. We got to see how unlucky we are, because I think we are incredibly unlucky here. Magic Gods. Let's see. Let's let the Magic Gods tell us just how unlucky we are. 60 cards, 24 lands, 15 cards, 3. How often will we draw more than that? 98.6% of the time. All right, so we're at like a bottom 1% draw. I've started to conceptualize Magic in percentiles. And, like, I think that's the best way to think about a game of Magic, is in percentiles. Like, what percent of a draw did you have versus what percent of the draw your opponent had? And I think right now the issue is we're just drawing at, like, 1%, and our opponent's drawing at a much higher... Wow, another non-land. And our opponent's drawing at a much better rate. They've had, like, a average draw when we've had, like, a bottom 1% draw. Oh, opponent. Hey, what's up, Autism? I finally managed to catch a stream. I've been very busy recently, but I sent you an email, but against the odds deck, I built a commander around... I built a commander deck around it myself. Ooh, Mimeoplasm, eh? Opponent, Kaido. Drawing more cards. we finally draw land number 4, and it's one of our 2 Restless Cottages. So it's going to be a little tapped, but we gain a life. We will get back another virulent emissary. We will pass the turn. Found it. Super Shredder. Gonna go attacking. Well, Wait, can we kill this with a Death Toucher? It's not indestructible, right? Hexproof. Alright. Sure. Found it. Gonna get some triggers. Grow the Super Shredder. Plays even more Kaidos. And Kaido, you're gonna tap down the more SCU.
Sit down. Rethink your life.
Well, I mean, play the land, make the demon. Gain a life. Do we even attack? I think we need to... What's in our graveyard? Are we just getting a virulent emissary? We're actually kind of somehow in this a little bit. So if this attacks this, it goes down to 1. So then they can't stun counter. Yeah, I think we do it. So hit the Kaido, end of turn, get back a virulent... Man, this more SEO has been great. It has been great. Get it back in a life. Up to 7. Opponent at 8. Are we going to make the comeback? Are we going to make... Is this going to be the greatest comeback in the history of Secrets of Strixhaven Standard? About it. About it. About it. Thinking. Passing. Passing. Oh my god, they're passing. Oh my god, they're passing. So we get to play a Deep Cavern Bat. Do a little hand check. Wow. Is this... Maybe... Do we break it? Do we break it? All Kaidos. Oops, all Kaidos. It's only Kaidos. Oh my god. Oh my god. We get to gain life. Oh, we're going to win this. Oh my god, we're winning this. Huh! What a comeback. What a comeback. Professor Dellian fell. Coming down to close it out. Our Planeswalker beats your Planeswalker, kills your Super Shredder, and that looks like the game to me, and I take it back. It is possible to win in current standard while missing many land drops. I don't know what to say about that one. I do not know what to say about that one. How do we win that game? I mean, I guess our opponent ended up drawing worse than we thought because their hand was all full of Kaidos, so it looked so sketchy. But we got there. We got there. Yeah, try refreshing if you can't hear me. That usually is the fix to everything. So sending me an email or the Discord is or Twitter are all good ways of getting in contact with me. I know, especially during spoiler season, I don't get back to decklist emails very quickly. So if you've sent me emails in a busy time, especially decklist emails, I try to get to everything eventually. But honestly, sometimes it does take me like several weeks to respond to decklist emails during busy times. So feel free to send another one. It's possible it got buried or something. So, but that is a good way of getting me decklist. The Mimeoplasm deck looks sweet. Autism for Gaming. Mimeoplasm Revered one is a very cool card. Like, there's so many interesting combos. I tried to make it work in Standard, and it was just too slow, too expensive, too clunky. But Commander seems like a great place for it, right? Because then you can play it in the command zone and always have it. Yeah, it looks fun. That looks super fun. The Boo Box, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Hey, what's up, man? VHS? I'm glad to be here too today. How you doing? So what do we want against Dimir? Dirty Dimir. Probably. So Surrak seems good. I kind of want this. What do you think about Decorum Dissertation? Like, is this card actually worth it? Do we actually want Decorum Dissertation? The more SEO looked insane that game. Like, straight up, it looked so good. It was so good. More so really impressed me. I know that you use cards that have easy prepare triggers and then swap to creatures with hard prepare triggers. For example, Landfall Dam in response to the prepare trigger to change it to say Emeritus of Ideation. That's such a cool idea. That's such a cool idea, Autism for Gaming. That is a super, super cool idea. More SEO. You gotta optimize. Get those clicks. Found it. Multiverse. We're gonna just lead on a tap land here. Get down this Reckwitting Hex. One of our Reckwitting Hexes. Opponent, tap land. Well, play a forest, and we will just play a Llanowar Elves and go. Don't hex us, bro. Opponent hexes us. What did you YouTube Mega Magic Carp? Let's play the land. Yeah, let's play it untapped. Play the Emissary. Pass the turn. I'm already starting to feel like we want 4 Morsos. Sure. Well, our turn to do a little hexing. Opponent taps on the Emissary. And Soulstone Sanctuary. And, alright. Expensive Kaido, but it resolves.
Bet you didn't expect.
I mean, this does mean we get to get down more so, though. Opponent gonna take up the Kaido and pass. Well, I mean, more so. With the Emissary, got the combo. Make the token. Get back the land around our end stuff. Oh, it's so... This deck needs... I think we need 4 more SEOs. What is it? Mosio? How am I supposed to say this? Mosio? Opponent's gonna go attacking. I think we just block so they can't... do we block? We don't really want them to draw, but we want to kill the Kaido. Yeah, we'll block with the Pest. I like them not drawing here. Hey, I love you too, VWWGQ13. Good to see you, I'm working on a Celtic control list, and I'm starting with 1 Decorum and 1 Together as one. This is an interesting turn. What do we do here? I feel like Together as one with Dellian Fell Ultimate might be amazing. Buff Kangaroo. So I built 4 different Dellian Fell decks for today. One of them that we'll get to later, I think, is a 5-color control deck built around Dellian Fell that is also playing Together as one. Because I also thought that synergy looked pretty sweet. Yeah, our opponent just skipped the entire thing. Now let's go to combat. See what our opponent does. If they're going to try to fire up a Soulstone Sanctuary to block, then we can hex it. We're hoping that's their plan. If they do that, we probably just win. Oh, all right. This is also very good for us. Washi Tongue. Well, we will hex that real quick. Hit the Kaido. And then, I mean, the time has come. The time has come for the prop. Professor Dellian fell. And... do we have any creatures in the graveyard? We do not. So do we uptick? I want to draw a card. If we draw a card... yeah, let's just draw a card. Ooh, all right. More props. We were good with that. Oh, opponent untaps. Yeah, definitely after this game, we were adding the 4th Mosio. Because I think Mosio actually might just be like the best card in this deck. Opponent, Kaido. Takes it up. Shoot the shit. Okay, opponent is going hard to try to deal with this Professor Dellian Fell, and it's going to work. But then we are going to kill their Kaido and play another Professor Dellian Fell. Our opponent needs this last card to be pretty good. Wow, opponent cracks it. Okay. Okay. Well, opponent needs a hex. Opponent needs a hex. So we will, step 1, hex away the Spyglass Siren. Step 2, kill this Kaido. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Professor Dellian fell. This time we're going to gain some life so we can reanimate with more SEO, get back the Lana War, and... Oh, this deck might be good. This deck might be good. I mean, maybe it's just the matchup, but opponent has to fire up the Soulstone Sanctuary, getting out the Professor Dellian fell, because the ultimate is always one turn away. Opponent hits it, passes. Well, all right, it is time to draw with the Prof. Deep Cavern Bat, take a little peek, see what we got going on over there, get rid of that Enduring Curiosity. Oh boy, the blowouts, the blowouts. Strategic Betrayal, get rid of the Soulstone Sanctuary. And I like where we are at. Hit ya. Found it down to 14. Past the turn. About it. About it. Super Shredder. I mean, we're kind of fine with blocking with this Deep Cavern Bat because we're just going to reanimate it anyway. That is the power of Mocio. Found it. Grows it. Sure. Get back the Enduring Curiosity for now. Well, we will take up Professor Dellian fell, gain some life. Play the tap land. Hit you with the flyer. And end of turn. Get back the bat. Wait, maybe more... Mocio might actually just be really good. It's kind of wild that it doesn't come back with a finality counter. Usually cards like this these days come back with a finality counter, but this one does not. Opponent going hard at the Dellian fell. We will fire up the creature land. Double block Shredder. Block the Soulstone. And this Professor Dellian fell is just going to win the game. Ooh, good Tuesday to you. Finally decided to rip off the Band-Aid and send you an offer for a collection sale. Hopefully you're interested. Ooh, I mean, I am an opponent. Scoops it up, and that actually felt so good. I mean, so it was against Demir, so we're in a mid-range matchup. We'll see how it lines up with other things. But that actually felt like a real deck. Like, or at least Mocio felt like a very real card. Yeah, definitely send me a message, Chaos Factor Gaming. Definitely always looking for more collections. I'm trying to do a collection opening on the channel at least like once a month is my goal. But it'll depend on the details and so forth. One thing I found is really expensive collections are gonna be the hardest ones, just because then the risk is higher. Like if you buy a $500, $1,000 collection and it doesn't work out, yeah, you don't really end up losing that much. But if you buy a $20,000 collection and it doesn't work out, that kind of hurts. That kind of hurts. But yeah, definitely send me a message because I'm definitely still interested. I'll try to do Destiny 2 stuff. Hey Seth, do you know if Errata's applied to pre-modern? There's a combo I would like to try with Priest of Gix that has that relies on it being a cleric. So its current text is cleric, right? That is its updated text. Yeah. So pre-modern plays with the current erratas for everything. So yes, it will be, if it's a cleric currently under the current rules, it'll be a cleric in pre-modern as well. What is the combo? Much more importantly, I have a much easier thing for you to try to evaluate. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Why was the Boba Fett card banned? Like, what made it so good? All right, let's see. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. So, 2800 attack, 2400 defense. You can special summon this card from your hand by banishing one face-up dragon monster you control. You can only special summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon once per turn this way. During your main phase, you can special summon one dragon monster from your hand or graveyard, except Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. You can only use this effect of Red Eye Metal, this effect of Red Eye's Darkness Metal Dragon once per turn. I will say, one thing I've learned playing this game with y'all is the wording on Yu-Gi-Oh cards suck. Mike, I thought Magic cards were like very texty and confusing. Maybe it's because I don't read Yu-Gi-Oh cards as much as I read Magic cards, but I find the wording on Yu-Gi-Oh cards to be very, very confusing, just like clunky and confusing. I mean, I assume this card. So what I read from this card is you can play it by sacrificing a dragon, essentially, and then you can use it to reanimate another dragon, essentially. I assume that would have uses. So I'm going to say this card is probably... I mean, I guess you'd need some sort of dragon deck or other dragons, but I think Yu-Gi-Oh has a lot of dragons. I'm going to say this card's good. I'm going to say that it's good, but I could definitely be wrong. Oh, wait. We need to... hang on. All right. We'll add more CO next time. Chat question, does Jump In now include cards from Strixhaven or nah? That is a good question. That is a very good question. I'm actually not sure. I do not know the answer to that. I haven't played Jump In today since it launched. Out of curiosity, do you have a lot of collections that are lined up in the queue? Sounds like mine is right in the middle of the pack when it comes to price, and the risk is real low because I calculated the whole value of the collection. I do not cast Factor Gaming. I have one collection buy video that I've done that hasn't gone live yet. And then that's all I got in the queue at the moment. So it is time. It is time for me to find another collection. So I will definitely check it out. I'm definitely interested. The card was limited 1 of 3 when I played. Very powerful, near ban worthy. Like, you know how cards like 7-mana Troxer were talked about being banned but never did? That's a Threshold Darkness. Okay, so it was a very, very good card then. I'm curious. So I don't play that much. I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh! That much is not even the right word. I've played 0 Yu-Gi-Oh! What is this special summons? I've already been working on a deck, Atari. I've already been working on a deck to teach Arita Zoomers about Armageddon. It's coming. It is coming. It's like 90% resell them. I snag a few things that I want for like my commander decks or whatever, but it's mostly just selling them again. Now let's play a Scheming Silver Tongue. Oh, I'm dumb. Oh, I'm so bad. Okay. I definitely should have done that in the other order. It still would not have let us prepare it, but it was definitely a mistake to not gain a life and do it the other way. Now our opponent gets to flip this Ashling. Little scared. Fingers crossed you like the collection. Now time to get some brew links. What made you decide to sell your collection, Chaos Factor Gaming? Are you like getting out of Magic altogether? Or are you going to keep some decks? I'm always curious what leads to the selling the collection for someone. I've known so many people, and maybe it's changing now, but I've known so many people over the years who tell me that they sold their collection and then ended up rebuying it or regretted it. I bought a play bundle and none of my draft tickets are showing. Anyone else having the issue? I don't think they have released that yet. Ooh. Oh. So we need to gain life to turn on the Scheming Silver Tongue. How do we do this? I guess we can just play Tragedy Feaster, right? Let's do that. Let's play Tragedy Feaster. Get in with the Silver Tongue. Hit ya. Play the tap land. We gain life. Can you beat a 7/6 trampling ward discard a card? Please don't Sunderflock us. Opponent gonna get a bunch of triggers. Opponent has a bunch of mana. Northern Vanguard, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big tip, thank you. And death. God dang it. Well, I think that might be the end. This is the end. Friggin' elementals. We did not draw enough removal. We did not draw enough removal to kill them all. Well, I mean, play the Silver Tongue. Play the Llanowar. We do have a couple Torpor Orbs in the sideboard. But I feel like this has got to be a very bad matchup. Pre-board, this seems like a very bad matchup. How does this summoning thing in Yu-Gi-Oh work? That was a question I was trying to ask. Like, the thing my brain doesn't comprehend as a Magic player, the thing that my brain doesn't comprehend about Yu-Gi-Oh is how you can play a game with no resources. That's what makes Yu-Gi-Oh so, like Hearthstone or Pokemon, they have energy, they have something equivalent of lands. I really don't understand how a no resource game works. So you actually are just like, my turn. It's like, is it just like Omniscience? You remember when they did Omniscience drafts? Is it essentially just, God dang it. All right, sure, opponent, good enough. Is it essentially like, is it essentially like that? Is it essentially like Omniscience draft? All right, so Torpor Orbs in. Sweepers, well, this one's kind of a painful one, but we definitely want the Withering Curses. Maybe the Vicious Rivalry. I guess Strategic Betrayal, Maelstrom Pulse, maybe. What do we go down? So all that really matters in this matchup is killing all the elementals. Tragedy Feaster is probably pretty bad in this matchup since it gets bounced. All of our stuff gets bounced. Oh, so what? Okay, so what about Special Summon? Does Special Summon get around your one summon per turn? Is that what Special Summon means? I saw the Black Lotus and I hella regret it. Ugh, my biggest regret is selling a. It was revised, but still, it was. Oh, it'd be worth so. I don't even know it'd be worth today. I wish it was just on my shelf. I wouldn't have sold it. But this was back when I was buying, selling collections all the time, and I got a collection, and it had a revised Volcanic Island artist proof in it, which I have never seen before in my life. Haven't seen since. They have to be incredibly rare. And it was just back when I was flipping collections. That's what I was doing. So I just put it up on eBay. It was like, I don't know, 2009 or something. So we're talking like 15, 20 years ago now. But I just threw it up on eBay and it went for what I thought at the time was a nice price, like $400 or $500, which was way more than a Volcanic Island was then. But I've regretted it ever since. Like, oh man, I wish I just had that. I just wish I had it. I'm keeping 16 of my 21 Commander decks. Yes, 21 decks. I actually, that makes a lot of sense, Chaos Factory Gaming. I plan on using the money to transition to proxy instead of buying singles. Seems like a good plan. Yeah, I mean, I only have 5 or 6 actual like personal paper decks that I bring with me places anyway. So I think the downsizing. I think the downsizing actually makes a lot of sense. What are the last things maybe we go down all the Tragedy Feasters? And all right, let's try it like that. Hey Seth, you're playing my deck, lol. I won with it in practice. Wait, this Life Gain deck is your deck? Wait, I'm so confused. Well, okay. We can see if Withering Curse is as good as I hope it is. I mean, we can kill. This is actually kind of fine, right? So we can kill the first 2-drop with Strategic Betrayal. Hopefully, Dellian fell into Withering Curse. Let's just play a Restless Cottage best turn. Special summons get a bit complicated because depending on which ones you're talking about, the hoops to jump through to be able to do it can vary greatly. All right, that makes sense. Ooh, that's not the worst draw. Let's play in the land. Let's Strategic Betrayal. Get rid of that Flame Braider. We're not doing that. Play an Emissary. And pass turn. Oh, the Changeling deck. Oh, the Changeling deck was sweet. Say anything about the collection. Do you typically not like to know the list beforehand or no spoilers? A little bit of both. Like, especially for more expensive collections, I need enough information that let's see if they can deal with this Professor Dellian fell. So we play it, we tick it up. Next turn we ultimate it. Let's see if this is a Professor Dellian Felgate opponent looking at it, reading it, seeing their life flash before their eyes. Maybe this Planeswalker is good. This is Golgari Life Gain Midrange. It's a Professor. I want to see if Professor Dellian Fell is good in all the new Witherbloom stuff. But it is a mid-range Life Gain deck opponent. Flame Braider. And passing. Well, I mean, I think we have to just ultimate, right? So we will ultimate. Do we just Withering Curse?
Closely linked.
I think it's worth it. Not even, we don't even need the life gain. Just sweep away the Flame Braider. Play the Overgrown Tomb and pass turn. Well, emblem achieved. Anytime we gain life, our opponent loses that much life. Was there any update from Wizards on the weird Silver Quill interaction where he can't be sacrificed for the casualty ability? Opponent going to Vibrance. I'm gonna get a land and kill the prof. Wait, what interaction is this? Like Silver Quill the dragon? Opponent gets a cavern. We draw. More useless lands. Well, this doesn't feel great, but I guess we just have to play another Professor Dellian Fell. Kill the Vibrance. Play the Blooming Marsh. Pass the turn. I don't know if I'm familiar with the Silver Quill interaction you're talking about. Let me see. Roaming Throne. We're gonna need another Wrath. And a Wistfulness. Opponent's gonna draw a bunch of cards. All right, we need a Wrath. We need a Wrath. We need it now. We needed the Torpor Orb. That's what we really needed, but we did not find a Torpor Orb. Opponent double triggers, refills their hand. Not looking good. Not looking good. We have the, oh my god, another land. That is really not looking good. Come on, Magic Gods. Aye! Well, I think we're dead. This time we drew all the lands, and only all the lands. Get in, exile a Wistfulness. So one thing this deck doesn't have is a way to just gain a huge amount of life. So they're gonna kill the Professor Dellian Fell, and I'm pretty sure we can just scoop here. There's no coming back. Opponent getting in at the Professor Dellian Fell. Huh. Well, the ultimate... So it seems like the ultimate here is just not very impactful. Or I guess the actual problem is we've drawn just all mana this game, so that's the actual problem. We have drawn only lands. So I guess it's hard for the emblem to do much if we only have lands in hand. Well, we can sack the food. Burn you down to 13. Red Raptor, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Thank you. I'll have to see. Is there, maybe there's something, let's see. Silver Quill the Disputant. From the release notes. Each instant sorcery spell you cast has casually 1. As you cast that spell, you may sacrifice a creature with power 1 or greater. When you do, copy this spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. I mean... Is it not just the same wording as in Hilo? Well, I mean, we have flooded so much, we can Unholy Annex Ritual Chamber. 8 mana, turn it on. Drain ya for 4, thanks to Professor Dellian Fell. But our opponent's just popping off. They're just full on popping off. I mean, I imagine it works exactly the same as in Hilo the Painter. The first instant sorcery spell that you cast each turn has casualty 2. As you cast a spell, you may sacrifice a creature with power 2 or greater. Yeah, I mean, I haven't thought about it in depth. Yeah, that'll do it. I haven't thought about it in depth, but I assume if it works within Hilo, it works with Silver Quill as well. Yeah. I don't know how we get in 9 points of damage here. Are we planning to play Armageddon today? We'll definitely play Armageddon on the YouTube, but don't think we're planning on playing Armageddon today on the stream. Alright. Yeah. Well, that one felt a little worse, a wee bit. From elementals. And Hilo isn't normally sacrificed to himself. I mean, so is the issue with Silver Quill? I mean, and Hilo, if you buffed its power, could be sacrificed to itself. Are there rulings? I wonder if it addresses this. And Halo the Painter. Casually end means is an additional cost to cast this spell. You may sack a creature with power N or greater, and when you cast this spell, I mean, my guess is it just works. that would be my guess. Is they're just like it works. But I guess I don't. I mean, I guess the other ruling could be that you can't stack Silver Quill to it. That would be the other. that would be the other option. So those are the two pathways forward. I mean, I guess if you just play the card as written, you don't sack Silver Quill to itself. Like if you sack it to itself, then it's not going to work right, and you fizzle the spell. I mean, we could. It would probably be pretty easy to test, I imagine. I mean, it'd be pretty easy to test if we actually care about this. Like we could just toss it into a deck and play against Sparky and try sacrificing it to itself. I imagine it won't work. That is my guess, is that it won't work. But we can try it. Do we want to test it? I mean, Silver Quill and then random spells. And probably a bunch of tutors. Arena. Wait, why are we confused about it then? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Wait, so we know how it works. Wait, is there confusion over this or not? So you can sack the dragon, but it won't casualty. Is that the end? Is that the end result of this? Is that where we're at? You can sack the dragon if you want to. You can sack the dragon if you want to, but it's not going to casualty. All right, we will test it. We will test it, and then we will put this to bed forever. We will put this to bed, and we will know. All right, we will find out right now. I can say I almost definitely wouldn't be playing Magic if it wasn't for Much Brew Against the Odds from 2015 to 2018. I've been pretty exclusively limited for like 5 years. Was so hyped to hear the pod how much you've been drafting. Any drafts likely today? So we probably won't draft. I think it'll just be constructed today, but we'll definitely have some drafts coming up on the YouTube as well. We drafted a little bit during early access day, so there is a draft in the early access day stream from last week. But yeah, I'm excited to play some Secrets of Strixhaven draft. I've really been enjoying Limited lately. I'm a little, I don't know, the first draft I did during Early Access Day, the format felt super aggressive, which would be very different than TMNT, which was on the very opposite end of the spectrum as far as how aggro. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just pass. We need one more mana, then we play the Silver Quill, and then we can see opponent Goblin Gang Leader. Sure. I mean, I guess we will just kill it. Aw, poor Sparky. Well, play another Surveyor, pass the turn. Oh, thank goodness. They got the Reduced Ash out of their hand. Found it, getting in. This is a very aggressive attack. Sure. When it becomes black, make a 1/1. Let's kill the Raging Goblin. We might actually have to erode our own creature. That might be where this is heading. Found it. Land. Yeah, I think we're gonna do it. Found it. Combat. As long as they don't draw another removal spell, then we should be able to try in 2 turns. Yes, we're sure. Grab a plains. All right. Yeah, down to 12, but not dead. Silver Quill. All right, just don't draw a Reduced Ash. Opponent did not. Opponent going to attack. Well, now we will find out. So what we're doing for science here is, if you casualty Silver Quill to itself, do you still copy the spell? And we are going to find out by casting a Silver Quill Charm. We're going to casualty it. Okay, the spell will lose casualty and not be copied if you sacrifice this creature. So we know it is official. It works the way it is worded, which is if you sacrifice Silver Quill to its own ability, Silver Quill, so here's my understanding of this. Because you are sacrificing Silver Quill as part of the cost, it won't be on the battlefield when your spell actually goes on the stack. So then you won't actually get to copy it with its ability. So don't sacrifice Silver Quill to its own ability. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. I miss Budget Magic just because there were sometimes felt like you were throwing tomato at the wall and the wall shatters. Yeah, man. Budget Magic, it makes me sad. It makes me sad that we don't do Budget Magic as often anymore. Although it's partly just doing other stuff like the bracket, but it's also partly that the budget's just tough now. It's tough. I feel like I think part of it is prices have just went up so much that, like, an average deck now is what, I don't know. I'd have to look, but I'm pretty sure the average cost of a standard deck is meaningfully higher than it was a while ago. So that's kind of part of it. And then cards are just so powerful now that I feel like it's harder to keep up with the budget cards. Richard's, I mean, I don't know, I don't want to spoil Richard's announcement if he's going to announce it sometime, but yes, Richard's baby has arrived over the weekend. Last I've heard, everything's going well. So yes, there is a new member of the Fishbowl family. Found it. Fanatical Firebrand. Eh? Well, let's play an Overgrown Tomb past the turn. Mocio seems really good if you have life gain on the battlefield. Somewhat less good if you do not have life gain on the battlefield, but we're still going to run it out. Still going to make our pest. Opponent's got the Voice of Victory. Luca Johnny, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Oh, also, everyone, so Vegas is coming up. If you're in Vegas, find us in Vegas, jam a game, whatever you want to do. But because of the travel schedule, I think most likely it's going to be missing the next 2 streams because I'm leaving next Tuesday. And then I'm getting home late the next Monday night. And usually the day after Vegas, I'm in recovery mode and not up to doing a whole lot. I'm usually dead. So I'm guessing, sadly, that we're probably gonna miss the next 2 streams because of MagicCon Vegas, unfortunately. I think the YouTube, hopefully, it will not be especially noticeable. On the YouTube, I think. Yeah, I think we just gotta kill this Voice of Victory. I think I'm gonna be able to get enough done ahead of time that we shouldn't really miss much, or worst case, maybe we miss like a video. But yes, we shouldn't miss much on the YouTube. Has Richard considered it good to be cool? Has Richard considered it be cool to be extremely intense about pushing competitive magic to his child? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if well, I think we just do this. This actually seems kind of insane. So we can play Scheming Silver Tongue. Look at this synergy. We take up Professor Dellian Fell, gain 3 life. Instead of drawing a card, we will prepare our Scheming Silver Tongue, Sign in Blood, back in Standard, draw 2, get down a Llanowar Elf, and pass the turn. O'Hare Axelon's still scary, but we can just kill it. About it. Oh, Scheming Silver Tongue might be good too. So I don't know how much Richard pushes his kids towards magic. I have no idea. I mean, Richard, they're all so little now that I imagine it's not learning magic time yet. One's got 1 card in hand. Yeah, let's just do this. Let's just gain life, play the Tragedy Feaster, play the land, and yeah, I guess we hit you down to 80 and pass the turn. We gain life, and opponent, can you beat the Tragedy Feaster? Any chance we play Brawl today? There's a lot of new commanders from Strixhaven that look fun to build around. We could build a deck on stream. Ooh, an opponent scoops it up. So today I think it will just be standard. I think it'll just be standard today. But definitely interested in doing some brawling. But usually for the first stream of the new set, usually mostly focus on standard. So I think we'll be just doing standard today, most likely. Goldfish has made websites for other card games in the past. To mixed success. There was Pokefish for a minute. Pokefish, I want to say maybe there was an Artifact one for a very brief period of time when people thought that game was going to be a thing. So it is something that we've tried in the past. I don't know if it's something that we do again. That would be a Richard question. I don't think Pokefish. I don't think Pokefish is still around. But it was basically the same idea. You remember Artifact when that was a thing for like a week? I never even played Artifact, but it sounded like it just ended up being way too confusing. So, opponent's playing this burn token deck. So Withering Curse seems good. Vicious Rivalry seems good. We'll go down Strategic Betrayal, Scavenging Ooze, and yeah, maybe the Cornucopia. Try it like that. Yeah, it was like the Valve one that Richard Garfield was part of or made or something, and it got a lot of hype. It was during like a year or two after Arena release. So there's a lot of hype around this like digital game from Richard Garfield, and then it just went nowhere. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play some more Slay the Spire. I saw people are mad. I saw Slay the Spire's getting review bombed. Getting review bombed because they rebalanced or something? Took out an infinite combo? I didn't read in like super in depth into it, but Dylan Hunter for the 71st month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super Jeffrey, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because of Burst Lightning, we're gonna play the Scheming Silver Tongue rather than the Deep Cavern Bat this turn. We'd love to just draw land, and then we can Virulent Emissary into something into prepare the Silver Tongue. That would be the best as an untap land. Voice of Victory. Now that's an untap land. All right, so we will play Overgrown Tomb. Play the Virulent Emissary. Deep Cavern Bat. Take a peek. Gain a life. Huh. That is an interesting hand. Torch the Tower, Stadium Headliner, Seam Rip. Now, I think we take this Seam Rip. I mean, they can always kill the bat. It's just gonna be harder. Get and hit you. So now our opponent has to torch the tower to bat to get back to Seam Rip, to get rid of the Seeming Silver Tongue. So that just takes essentially their entire turn. And then we just start playing Unholy Annexes or Dellian Fells. Thornblood, get to see it. Wow, opponent, okay. Instead, just going to sear away the Silver Tongue. Well, in that case, I think we just get down Unholy Annex and start drawing cards that way. Hit ya. All right, there's the Restless Cottage. Yeah, I think Scheming Silver Tongue might actually be pretty good. I think it might actually be pretty good. I don't know about the Restless Cottage. The Restless Cottage seems a little clunky. Are we going to play Resonating Loot today? Maybe. We did a lot of looting during Early Access Day, and we didn't do much, like, life gain stuff. We still might try. I am still curious to see how good it is in fully powered Standard, so I am still interested in it. Opponent gonna get in and hit us. Down to 16. Untap land, please. All right, there's an untap land. So playing the untap land, get down the Professor. Definitely getting rid of Voice of Victory. So what do you think of Professor Dellian fell so far? Ooh, I've only got to do one draft. I haven't got to do any more yet, but I'm excited to do some SOS limiting. It's been good so far, Thornblood. Oh, opponent. Shocking Sharpshooter. And a Stadium Headliner. And, oh, you got another Torch the Tower and another Torch the Tower. Okay. Okay. Well, in that case, I think we just go Virulent Emissary into Scheming Silver Tongue. Play the Cottage and pass the turn, see what our opponent tries to do. We need a Morcio. Morcio would be really nice. Voice of Victory. Now let's just Hex kill this Stadium Headliner. If they want us to get to kill the Emissary, that is perfectly fine. Sure. Opponent passes. Well, play the land. Play Professor Dellian Fell.
Congratulations.
Blow up the Voice of Victory.
This is
Play the Llanowar and Pestered. Down to 9. Oh no, so early access, maybe I might have said that in a poor way. So early access standard it has all the cards, so it's fully powered. But early access is usually people trying new things, so it's not usually like the same meta that you'd face on the ladder. So a card doing, ooh, wow, that's a good top deck for our opponent. So a card doing well in early access, I kind of usually take with a bit of a grain of salt, just because the meta is not the same, and people are usually, trying out their brews and playing a lot of the new cards. So I guess if we get in with the Silver Tongue, we get to prepare it. This seems worth it. So opponent's gonna block, sure. This deck can actually draw quite a few cards. An impressive amount of cards. Hey Seth, do you know if Phil and Tomer will be able to attend MagicCon Amsterdam? My understanding is yes, that Phil, Tomer, and Krim are all going to be playing, or all going to be attending. I even heard rumors they might be doing some sort of live thing. I don't know if that'll work out or not, but they've been talking about trying to do something there. But yes, Karimothy, Tomer, and Phil should all be there. Someday I will make the trip to a EU MagicCon. One of these days. How long do you usually have to wait until after a set releases for prices to stabilize? So, as you can see, prices have already pretty much stabilized. Like, if we go back to April 10th, which is what? Less than 2 weeks ago, the complete set was $1,300. Now it is down to $394. That actually I think is relatively... Let's see what Lord Eclipsed is at. Lord Eclipsed, Edge of Eternities. So it'll probably still go down a bit more. Lord Eclipsed is $225 a set. Edge of Eternities, $400. Man, that's an expensive one. Aboroid's expensive. Plus, man, there's so much that goes into this too, right? Edge of Eternity's got a little pinch between Spider-Man and Final Fantasy. They had supply issues, so it wasn't opened as much, which makes cards more expensive. All this to say, prices have already come down a lot. My expectation would be over the next month or so that the set price will probably go down on average a bit more, but we've kind of reached the point where you're not going to see cards like Mana Sculpt being $2, $2.70. Maybe it goes down to $1.70 or something, but you're not going to see huge drops now. Or like Emeritus of Ideation. Yeah, maybe it goes down to $25 or something, but it's not going to end up a $5 card most likely. Most likely, maybe it's completely horrible. So a lot of it's already priced in. Usually it's about a month or so after the set release, although that may happen faster now because the set release cycle is so amped up. Like, there's just so many set releases that the whole cycle might be faster. Edge of Eternity is so good. We have to jam a game finally in Vegas. Yes, find me for sure. So in Vegas, Saturday afternoon, I'm doing the Pack It Up show. So Saturday afternoon and evening is gonna be the time when I get to play the least amount of games. But Friday I have a meet and greet, and then I'll be jamming games all day. Sunday I have a meet and greet, be jamming games all day. So definitely get me. I'd love to get into game. Ooh, I always like hills people are willing to die on. Let's hear this take. Talandia. Hey Seth, there's a hill I'm willing to die on that I want to know your opinion about. Every EDH deck that is 3 colors or more should be running Chromatic Orrery. It's always the strongest card I play on Commander Night. Who? Should every Commander deck that's 3 colors or more be playing Chromatic Orrery? I'm gonna say I think that's a little too hot of a take for me. I like Chromatic Orrery a lot. I think Chromatic Orrery is actually a very powerful card. I don't think you should play in every deck though. It is still a lot of mana, right? Like you need to get to 7 mana before you can start doing the thing. Yes, it refunds some of that mana because you can tap it for mana, but it's just kind of slow. So I think it's very powerful. I do like it, but for me, it's a card that I think I would play in a decent amount of 3-color decks, a lot of 5-color decks, but a decent amount of decks, but not every deck. But I do think it's probably underrated. I do think it's better than it's given credit for. I think the show will be on YouTube later. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. Opinions on Ben Bateman. I mean, I like Pack It Up. I've never met Ben personally. I'll meet him in Vegas for the show, so I haven't met him personally. I think Pack It Up. I really like Pack It Up. Pack It Up to me feels like game nights for Pick 2 draft, kind of. So I think the show's really cool. My hill is there is literally not a single thing that you can say about any commander deck ever that any card would go in. It's a universal constant. Even the number of cards total in the deck is companions basically 101 cards. There's no such thing as auto-include under literally any circumstances. I mean, that's a tough one. So, like, I want to say I partly agree with that, if that makes sense. So, do we have to play... Yeah, let's just do this. Let's Skeeving Silver Tongue. Gain a life. Llanowar Elves. Gain a life. Prepare the Scheming Silver Tongue. Pass the turn. Draw a card. Down to 11. Bitter Triumph. I was wondering if we need to play Ooze to get rid of the graveyard, but if they're going to level up, I think we just accept... it this turn. Bound it. Sleight of hand. So many cantrips. I partly agree. Like, yes, it is true that nothing is really an auto-include, and there's always going to be an exception to everything. So I agree with that. I would also say, though, I'm not sure that's, like... I think there's value in being able to say something's an auto-include is just a kind of a shorthand where people know what you mean. So I'm not sure that, like, quibbling about it means that much to me, if that makes sense. So, I mean, I think that's correct. But to me, it's maybe one of those technically correct things that in practice is not as big of a deal. All decks should run fetch lands in their color, 0 exceptions. That is true unless budget becomes a concern. Like, yes, but then if you consider budget decks, or like a deck with no lands, if you're playing Manaless Dredge. So see, even in that case, I think I can find an exception. What do we do here? Do we just kill stuff? We make the demon. Yeah, let's make the demon. Let's make the demon gain a life. Overgrown Tomb tapped. Pass the turn. Gain some life. If they have another Eddie Merc, it's a little scary. Opponent going to stock up, do some digging, see if they can find that Eddie Merc. So if they can Eddie Merc tap, then we have to block with the Silver Tongue. And then we are kind of in an awkward spot. I'm sure that's what they're digging for. Opponent, Vibrant Outburst. Yeah, that looks pretty good there. Opponent with the big attack. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. We got card draw going. We're going to block. We're going to block. Stay at 9. If we ever find a more SEO, we can get it back anyway. Huh. Well, let's play the Scavenging Ooze. Let's Bitter Triumph. Discard the Cottage. Kill the Eddie Merc. Play the Verge. Hit you for 6. I mean, we're fighting inclined. Draw a card. All right, Virulent Emissary. Opponent down to 7. We're not dead to just another Eddie Merc. Opponent's going to Sleight of Hand. Trigger Prowess. We win next turn on the swing back, right? Opponent, Storm Chaser's talent. You got to be creative with your pronunciations. What is the point of pronouncing things if not to have fun with it? Opponent going to go attacking. We will take it. Down to 7. Well, let's Scavenging Ooze. Eat a Eddie Merc Crab. An opponent scoops it up. Taking down, is it? Actually taking down, is it? Did you see the new video that Mill Guy did yesterday talking about CDH? Partly Patrick Baker. I I watched about half of it. It was very long. So I'm about maybe halfway, maybe roughly halfway through it at this point. But I was watching. I thought I like the idea of the video, right? Like, I'm not really sure what that mill guy's issue is with CEDH. At the start of the video, he's talking about like, oh, we've had like some beef or something. I don't know anything about that part of it, but I thought it was a cool idea that if you're like having an issue about something, to just go to someone that knows that format really well and kind of hash it out. So I like the idea of the video. Oseth, huge question. Please tell me you've seen the new Summoning Salt video. Ooh, what is the new Summoning Salt video? I think I've seen every old Summoning Salt video. Maybe there's been a couple random ones I've missed, but I love Summoning Salt. I've watched pretty much his entire catalog of videos. I don't think, if it's new, I don't think I've seen it. Spyro 1. No, I haven't seen Spyro 1. I'm going to have to look that up. I mean, Summoning Salt is one of those creators that is just so good at what they do. They make me care about things that I don't normally care about. like I can watch a Summoning Salt video about a game that I have no nostalgia for, no connection with, and I will sit there and watch a whole 2-hour video. Like, it's just, he does such an amazingly good job of putting the videos together. And I think those are the best videos. It reminds me of like Marshall's Watch channel, where Marshall is just such a good presenter, and it's filmed in like a pretty good way, where I can watch a Marshall video of fixing a watch, and I don't even wear watches. I don't care about watches. I like, just not my thing, and I can still enjoy it, which is pretty interesting. Oh man, we got to sideboard faster. Oh no. Shoot the sheriff. Hex. Oh boy, I don't know about that sideboard plan. How does it feel that my friend always calls you the MTG Brad Pitt? Hey, I'll take it. I'll take that as a compliment. I remember one time I was driving down the thruway, and I pulled up to pay at the toll booth, and the lady that was working in the this was a while ago, but the lady who was working in the toll booth was like, "Has anyone ever told you you look like Brad Pitt?" So I go, thank you, toll booth lady. You just made my day. That's very nice of you. Hey Zeth, do you think the Exhibition Tidecaller will make... yeah, we're not going to play the Soul Guide Lantern yet. Let's just play the tap land. Do you think the Exhibition Tidecaller will make it into mill decks in Pioneer or Modern? They're already running a control shelf for the most part. In Pioneer, I'm considering dropping Overwhelmed Apprentice for them. I think that it is better than the other options in both of those formats, yes. Or you play them alongside the other options. Oh, boy. Oh, they're a slick... Oh, no, we sideboarded so wrong. We did not sideboard for Slick Shot Show Off. Even a little. Not even a little. There might be punishment in our future. Well, let's play a Cornucopia. Found it. Gonna do some opting. To the bottom. Yeah, we are going to get smacked by a Slick Shot Show Off. And now we'll play a Soul Guide Lantern. Get rid of the opt. And pass the turn. Do y'all think Flow State's gonna be good? Definitely not Modern. Really, you don't think so? Here's my thinking. If we look at Modern Mill, and maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong about this. But if I look at a Modern Mill deck, I think you mill more cards with Exhibition Tidecaller than you do with Ruin Crab. Like, other people, when I've said this, have also been like, are you sure? But like, I don't know, when I look at this deck list, I'm like, okay, so Ruin Crab mills when a land enters. You have some fetch lands. You have 8 fetch lands. So you can mill twice some percentage of the time. But then also, you only have 22 total lands. So you will also eventually run out of lands and your crab stop doing anything. Exhibition Tidecaller mills whenever you cast a spell. And the deck plays a lot of spells. It seems realistic to me that you actually end up milling more cards with the Tidecaller than you do with the crab. I'm going to have to test it because, like I said, I could be wrong. So I'm definitely going to have to test it. But I feel like it definitely in Pioneer, right? If you're playing Overwhelmed Apprentice, like it's gotta be better than Overwhelmed Apprentice, right? Overwhelmed Apprentice not even like an especially powerful mill card. What does that mill guy say? Is that mill guy high on it or no? I haven't actually heard. Yeah, please don't spell pierce us. Ew, that's brutal. Brutal. Probably deadly brutal. Alright, we will definitely sideboard differently. Opponent. Gonna start doing bounce off things. I was researching. I've been trying to figure out what's going on with standard and like how to describe how standard is different today than in the past. Yeah. I've been trying to figure out what makes standard different today in the past. I started going through decks from now and also decks from 10 years ago. And the thing that I found that was very interesting is when I was looking at 2016 standard decks, the total mana value in main deck. So if you just add up the mana value of all the non-land cards in the main deck, most of those decks were 90 to 100 total mana value. Like if you just count all the mana value in the deck, if you look at decks in current standard, the number's typically between 60 and 70. So not quite half. It hasn't been cut by that much. But the average like amount of mana that you're playing in the deck, the cost of your cards has dropped like a pretty significant amount, like 30 or 40% over the past 10 years. And I think that is the biggest difference between standard 10 years ago and standard today. Is it's just like back then, like people were playing Crackling Doom, like a 3-mana Edict removal spell. Getting an ally as Zendikar was a 4 of like main deck Planeswalker. Now there's so many cards that are, or so many decks that are really like all ones, a couple of 2s, and maybe like a couple of copies of stock up at 3, and that's essentially the entire deck. So I think the mana values have just went down, and this ties back to something that Wizards had said, which is they need to be more careful with cheap cards that they print, and that's kind of the one of the concerns they have with standard is they need to be more careful with their cheap threats and like their 1-mana plays, and I think that ties into that. I think that is something Wizards really needs to improve at. All right, let's bring the hexes back in now that we know they're playing. Slick shot show off. 2 efficient removal and card advantage. It's so tough because then you get a little bit of a chicken egg problem where like, is the problem that the removal is too efficient, or is the problem that the threats were too efficient, so they had to make the removal more efficient to be able to deal with the super efficient threats? I wish I could go back to the start and be like, okay, here's where it started. This is the card. You could say maybe Fatal Push. I know that's a common one that people like to point to is Fatal Push. Maybe that's the genesis of it. Is that's what really started the snowball. Found it. There's a Slick Shot show off, of course. Well, I mean, we're gonna play a Llanowar. We're gonna miss our land drop, which is unfortunate. Play the Soul Guide Lantern. And I mean, get in, hit you, gain a life. Pass the turn. Oh, no land number 3 though is kind of bad. Found it. Stormcarp goes. Slick Shot show off. And what do you all think of Flow State? Is Flow State actually good, or is this card overhyped? I'm curious. Found it. Gonna burst lightning, get rid of the Llanowar Elf. Sure. Oh, I do wish we were drawing lands. Opponent gets in, hits us. Down to 14. Ay. Well, okay. Strategic Betrayal. Get the Slick Shot. Get the Graveyard. Hit ya. Pass the turn. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people miss the needing both types part. I think that was something a lot of people overlooked. Opponent, Storm Chaser's talent. Okay, we need to draw land this turn. If we don't draw land this turn, we're in really, really... Okay, we did draw land, so the game will continue. We can play an Unholy Annex. All right, that should find us more lands. Hopefully. Find us more Unholy Annexes, that's for sure. Opponent, I'm going to cast another set. These flow states are not impressing me. Like, these are sorcery speed anticipates. These are just straight up sorcery speed anticipates. Opponent, another sorcery speed anticipate. Hey, I mean, anticipate's not the worst card ever. Opponent draws a bunch of cards, plays a land, goes combat, hits us for 3. All right, do we find a land? No. No, we do not. Well, we'll play a Virulent Emissary. Play a Virulent Emissary. Play a Soul Guide Lantern. And pass the turn. Ooh, fast land. Hey, Seth, I'm willing to admit, though. Okay, Seth, last time I'm willing to admit I'll die on, every deck that can run Time Twister in EDH should. I used to be the biggest believer in... in wheel effects, Wheel of Fortune in specific. Like, in the early days of Commander Clash, I was pretty much solely responsible for... Man, we cannot hit lands. Pretty much solely responsible for keeping that card from being banned on Commander Clash because I just love playing it so much. Really. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me, this draw. We have drawn more Unholy Annexes, the same number of Unholy Annexes as lands, and we're playing 24 lands and 4 Unholy Annexes. I mean, the thing, so Time Twister, even discounting the price issue, right? Even saying all things are equal price-wise, Opponent gets in, hits us. We have to draw land here. We have to draw an untapped land to have any little shot. That is not an untapped land. Well, Reckoning Hex the token. Opponent gets to draw an extra card. Really? Well, alright. That is not lands, but I guess this lets us gain a bunch of life, so this is kind of helpful. So we gain a bunch of life. We finally found a Morso. Get back the Seeming Silver Tongue. Draw. Wow, still not a land. Okay, we're up to 9 for now. Opponent has a full card of hands. There's a Slick Shot show off. Oh, we're dead to Slick Shot. And opponent kills a Morcio. Well, I guess we should have held on to that Hex. Greedy, I guess. We're just like so pinched on mana. And opponent has another removal spell that costs 1 mana and an opt. And, I mean, that should be the game, right? Opponent finds another 1 mana spell. I mean, this is exactly the mana value thing I was talking about. This is a great example of how everything just has to cost 1 mana in Magic now. Very different, very different. That one was brutal. 4 lands in 19. What, 19 cards? 24 lands in this deck, plus 4 land anywhere else. How do they make 2 mana spells great again? Like, how do you do that in practice? Like, I always just come back to, the only solution I see is just taking cards and sets out of the format by, like, shortening rotation again. Like, I don't know how else do you do it? Either that or you're just like, this is what standard is, which, I mean, I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm still enjoying this deck. It's just so fast and different. Would Counterspell even be good in standard? I actually think if you put Counterspell into the standard, it would be It would be pretty mid. It would actually be pretty mid. I felt like that a little bit with bracket stuff, just Chaos Factory Gaming. They just like some of mathematically, if you actually think about some of it, it's like, wow. There's no, like 99% of the time you win this game, but instead, Moonoriff! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Big soup cheer for you. Well, let's play the land. Let's get down in an Unholy Annex. Start drawing us some magic cards. There's a Llanowar. Would you and Richard ever consider some kind of building your own standard where you each pick a set until you each have 6 or something and build decks for those sets? Ooh, I would consider that. I mean, to me, that sounds pretty fun. Well, we're going to get on the prof. See if we can just high roll into... I mean, if we just high roll into an ultimate next turn, I feel like we probably win the game. Found it. Untap land. Oh, their own Professor Dellian fell. All right. It'll be a battle. It'll be a battle of professors. Well, we are going to emblem the prof. We have once again managed to not hit a land drop. Emblem the prof. Play Llanowar Elves. Play Morcio. Draw a card. Ooh, tap land. All right. Waiting till you craft some rare mystical archives with uncommon wild cards. I think that is supposed to be intentional. I'm pretty sure. So opponent harass our board for now. However, we get to gain 3 life. Burn ya. Play a Scheming Silver Tongue. Prepare it. Play a Morcio. About it. All right, so we prepare the Silver Tongue. Opponent wants to kill it. Okay, opponent kills it. Sure. We'll get back to Scheming Silver Tongue. The power of Morcio. About it.
Take growth for granted.
I'm really excited for Reality Fracture. Oh my god, that set's gonna be so cool. Opponent. Godless Shrine. And passes. Well, I mean, let's gain life with the prof. It's kind of funny. We're draining each other, but it's kind of evening out. And then let's hit this Dellian Fell, hit this Dellian Fell, hit our opponent. Gain a life. Opponent really wants to keep the Dellian Fell alive, but I don't know if they can do it. Okay, Witherbloom Charm to blow up the pest. Okay. Well, we still gain a life. We still drain ya.
Back to your seat.
Well, now we get to Sign in Blood. Draw some cards. And, well, I mean, I think we just play the Tragedy Feaster. Get on the Tragedy Feaster. Life has been gained. This also turns on the Unholy Annex, so now we get the double drain. We get the double drain with the Unholy Annex. And we get back to Llanowar. Man, Morcio has been the most impressive card in this deck. I don't even think it's close. That card has been so good. We'll switch to another build after this. But Morcio has been very impressive. This might be a controversial take, but would free spells help keep things in check? I wonder if something that is worded like once upon a time or only free in the early game could slow things down. Wait. Wait, how would free spells slow things down, though? Wait, I'm confused. Wait. I feel like that's kind of the big brain meme where it's like, too many 1-drops are a problem. You know what we need is more 0-drops. And do the head tap. I mean, I think I see what you're saying is if we had like free interaction, maybe it could slow some things down. I think that free spells would be just as risky as the 1-mana, even riskier than the 1-mana spells. Okay, maybe, yeah. So maybe if you're talking about free like disruption, they can come down early enough to slow things down. Like I could see a world where you need like free pithing needle or something, like a 0-mana pithing needle, like something like that. I could actually see being beneficial. That I could get behind, but I don't think we actually want like the Voke Elementals in Modern or some of that. That just made things even faster, I think. So what do we want in the life gain mirror, I guess? We're going to try this Decorum Dissertation. Do you think, I'm curious, chat, do you think that the Resonating Loot decks have what it takes to keep up in ladder best of 3 standard? They were some of the craziest decks we played during early access. Do you think they're actually good enough? I mean, cards that are only free on the first 2 turns of a game and are not cards that are bombs throughout the games. Things like shrinking creatures. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see that. I could see if it was restricted in a way where... So if the intention is like, Badger Mole comes down, I need a way to answer that while I'm tapped out on like turn 2. I could actually see that being interesting. I don't know how you word it to make it like do what you want exactly, but I could actually see something like that being beneficial. I think it would definitely need to be very capped though, where you need it only to be like in certain parts of the game and also only to deal with certain things. Because if you go too far with that, then you actually end up with like Solitude, right? And you just have like free Swords to Plowshares on a creature, and then it just amps up the power level even more. And I think speeds things up even more, because the problem is once you have Solitudes running around, then you're even more incentivized to only play super fast spells, right? Because you're like, well, if I play a 5-mana creature, it's going to die to Solitude for 0 mana, so I really need to play all 1 and 2 mana creatures, because that way if I get blown out by Solitude, well, at least it's not as bad as it could have been. I'm not getting that huge tempo loss of like spending a bunch of mana. Aww, and now I'm kind of rooting for our opponent. You know what? Nice opponent. I feel so bad about this, but sorry, Skirmish Rhino. sorry, buddy. Oh no. I was kind of hoping we draw something to play. Well, play a tap land, pass the turn. About it. Gets in with the Dream Beavers. And... oh, Leatherhead. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, we need to draw a Wrath right now, and we do not have many in the deck. Well, now we know what our opponent's deck's doing. It's different than what we thought it was doing. Let's just... yeah, let's uptick. Let's uptick gain life. This means our opponent's got to fire up the creature land if they want to kill it this turn. They need untap land, Restless Fortress, attack everything at Dellian Fell. Alright, opponent's going to go for it. Sure. Well, we need to draw a Wrath, and we need to draw it soon. Opponent drains us. Kills the prof. We find another land. Well, alright. Let's start killing ourselves. About it. Hey, Seth, probably better to a separate app. How's Professor Fell says so far? Haven't had an able chance to play with it since I'm at work, but reading his abilities feels underwhelming. I mean, it's not looking good right this second, unfortunately, because we've drawn only lands in Dellian Fells. But it has felt good overall. Oh, so close. So close. We find the Withering Curse, but we can't gain life. Awkward. All right. Well, we're going to bring in more Wraths, I guess. I think the fact that Dellian fell ultimates in one turn is what makes the card good. Like, that is the ability that makes the card good. So opponents actually very aggro and playing a lot of creatures. In game one, they looked like they were mostly a control deck, and we didn't see any of that stuff. And then this game, it was like curve out aggro. Third World Jesus, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank ya. So we want more curse. What do we cut? The cornucopia, I guess. Actually, we can probably cut the ooze. Bring in a strategic betrayal. Let's try like that. Yeah, I mean, a Planeswalker ultimating in one turn and surviving is what makes it unique, I think. Yeah, Gainland would have been good right there. They're just so clunky. I'm not sure if they're... I've actually built like a full-on Gainland infusion deck. I haven't got to play it yet, so I don't know. I don't know how good it is. I think if you're going to do that, you really also need like Splunking, probably. Found it. Requiting Hex. Well, we'll play a Blooming Marsh and pass the turn. I haven't been able to get my pre-order packs yet either, Matthew, so... My guess is they haven't actually, like... Somehow the singles are live, but, like, my pre-orders haven't shown up in my account last I checked, so I think that it's a bug on... I think that it's a bug on Wizards' end. So I'm hoping they just appear soon, because I bought the... I bought, like, the pre-release 45-pack bundle or whatever, and I still haven't gotten it, so... There is a colorless land from Final Fantasy that is essentially an untapped Gainland. It's untapped Gain 2, but colorless. Yeah, we're gonna take up the Dellian Fell. Make him have an answer. Draw with Unholy Annex. Alright, opponent. Can you beat the Prof? The end would be rough. If they end the Prof, that would be very sad for us. Alright, opponent's gonna play their own Professor Dellian Fell. So we're gonna do this again. Opponent gains some life with the Prof. Well, we will. Ultimate. And this time, we're gonna go Ritual Chamber, get our demon, start the drain in. And opponent, down to 18. So opponent can ultimate the Dellian Fell, but then we can pressure it with the demon at least. It's basically, yeah, Adventures In is the Final Fantasy one. Basically Radiant Fountain, updated for Final Fantasy. But I think in a 2-color deck, it could be worth it. I think it's possible. I played Radiant Fountain decks before. Opponent. Hey, as a Skirmish Rhino. Question's gonna be, do they have an answer to the demon? And it looks like the answer might be yes. Alright, opponent's got a Hex. Sure. Well, we will gain some life with the Dellian Fell.
I have life essence to spare.
Play a Tragedy Feaster. Play a land. Strategic Betrayal. Get rid of that Skirmish Rhino. And do some draining. The Professor Dellian Fell mirror is kind of funny. Life is just going up and down constantly. Like, we got emblems on both sides. We got emblems on both sides. Who comes out of this on top? I feel like this Tragedy Feaster should be good at least. Found it. Another Cornucopia. Gonna gain some life. Down to 12. And Withering Curse to get rid of the Tragedy Feaster for now. Sure. Well, we will gain 3.
I have life essence to spare.
And then... so we get back a 3-drop? Well, I think we gotta make another demon. Play an Overgrown Tomb. Drain ya. We're still drawing a ridiculous amount of lands compared to our opponent. Yeah, you can definitely have multiples of the same emblem. Chandra, the 6-mana Chandra was like the biggest one of that, where its ability was just plus make an emblem that weren't on the upkeep. So yeah, you definitely have a bunch of emblems if you want to. What about a Toxic Deluge effect for free in the early game? Where like you pay X life instead of paying its mana cost, can only be done if you weren't the starting player. I definitely think exploring oh, we might be in trouble because we've drawn so many lands. Opponent gonna gain 3 more life.
I can heal you.
Wow. We drew even more lands. Wait, are we actually just dead now? Man, that's so brutal. All right, draw a card, lose a life. Oh!
Some lessons are painful.
God dang it. What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? I mean, the game is actually just over now. We're straight up dead. Yeah, I mean, I will say we have run so ridiculously horribly. Like, whenever we run like a normal Magic deck, things go fine. But good lord, good lord, have we had just a ridiculous amount of bad draws. Like, the thing is, when we do the hypergeometric calculator, right, and you do the calculating, and you see that you had like a 1% draw. The thing I like about that normally is that it oops, wrong way. The thing that I like about it when you see, oh, like, okay, that's only going to happen like 0.004% of the time. I'm like, okay, so it's not going to happen again for a long time. But then when it happens 2 or 3 times in the same stream, then I start to be like, what's going, like, then I guess you're just getting incredibly unlikely, right? You're hitting the 1%er like again and again, which I guess happens, but it is a weird feeling. So I gotta say, I feel like this deck actually has potential. I feel like the deck actually has a lot of potential. I feel like the running, especially just considering how good the deck is drawing cards, kind of awkward where we're like not hitting lands or drawing only lands, like that part's very awkward. Let's try one of the other builds. I know I gotta subscribe to Wizards OnlyFans so I draw the proper amount of lands. No, time to not buy Lotto tickets. The opposite. When we have paper cards that can't be played during the first 6 turns, it wouldn't be hard to do other stuff that benefits players going second. So back to that conversation. I really like the idea. Yeah, let's try this. I feel like this is probably a worse version of the deck we already played, but this is more a Souls Histories build. We'll give it a try. My concern with this one is it just doesn't draw cards, and I feel like if you're not super aggro and you don't draw a lot of cards, that's an awkward place to be in Standard, but so I really like the idea. Oh, also a reminder, go to our sponsor. Hey, what's up, Send Pinex? A reminder that our sponsor is Card Kingdom. If you need some Magic cards, get them at cardkingdom.com. So I really like the idea of trying to make cards that support the person on the draw. I think that's something that we could use way more of in Magic. And Wizards, I think, is just kind of starting to scratch the surface of what they can do. There. So that's something I definitely think that they should do way more of. We've seen a bit of it in Alchemy. We've seen, yeah, let's play the Silver Tongue. We've had like Gemstone Caverns, of course, from the distant past. But more of that I think would be beneficial. I worry about like making cards that only work on the first couple turns. It might get inelegant after a while. I guess that's not a deal breaker necessarily, but opponent gonna discard a land to get a Kona Rescue. It's this deck. Hooray! Well, we do have a removal spell. So play the land on white. Untapped. Warp the Halia. Get in with the Scheming Silver Tongue. Down to 17. So we get to prepare. We got to leave up the Bitter Triumph because otherwise we just die. Pass turn. Seth Chat, please help. Are there more cards that let you pay mana as an addition to paying a spell's cost? I know there's Wicker Picker, Chorus of the Conclave. Let me look up. So you're just trying to add mana to your cards, basically. You just want your cards to cost more. Oh, there's a 2-drop. There's a 2-drop. It was originally from Throne of Eldraine. It's a green 2-drop 2/2. It's got like an elf and a wolf thing on it. I cannot think of the name of it. But it's whenever a creature enters, you can pay any amount of mana and put that many counters on it. That's probably the best one. If anyone can think of the name of that card, I cannot remember. It looked good, but it never really saw play. It's like a 2-mana 2/2 flash green card. I cannot think of it. So we got through the first Kona. What do we do about the second Kona? We can just sign in blood. Is that our best play? You know what? We gotta get on the board, I think. Let's play the land on black. Play the Case of an Eaten Feast. I mean, if they just have a second Kona, then they got us. The only other option would be to try to draw with the Sign in Blood to see if we can hit another removal spell, but we have so few removal spells that the odds are not very high. So if they got another Kona, then they get us. They did have to tutor that one up, so maybe they don't have a second Kona. Wildborn Preserver, thank you, Tuka Buddy. That was the card that I could not think of. That is the one. Oh, it's currently in Standard because of Foundations, probably. It does exist in Standard. There might be some other ones I'm not thinking of, but those are the main ones. Oh, so, well, okay. Removal or death, removal or death. That is where we're at. Sign in blood. Removal or death. That is not removal. Well, I mean, I guess we can stick around to see if by chance they don't have Omniscience in hand, but I believe we're dead. So get some triggers, grow our stuff. I mean, we're doing our decks. It's working. It's doing Soul Sisters-y things. We're preparing our Scheming Silver Tongue. But our opponent's playing a combo deck, so. Opponent. Well, I guess we weren't going to draw removal either way. All right, how about no Omniscience? Opponent, Kona. And taps it, and. Well, do you have Omniscience, opponent? Okay, do you have card draw, opponent? Alright, well, fair enough. I don't think Field of Ruin is very good against this deck. Like, they just have too many things that tap the creature. I don't think a single Field of Ruin does it. Maybe the new, like, Pithing Needle land, but then you gotta play a colorless land. And even then, they have, like, a split. So if it was just one, and you could always name Earthros or whatever. Well, we can bring in, all right. So get rid of Requiting Hex. Pretty much a dead card. Ugh. When bring in the Duresses, we do not have a lot of answers to a Kona, though. I mean, we have one Get Lost, one Erode, one Bitter Triumph, and that's it. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. I mean, that's all we got, so run it, but. What's the combo deck that you despise most? I mean, in general, I like combo decks. I think combo decks are cool. with something like Kona, I just like, yeah, it's just one of those things where I don't know. The fact that we're doing things in standard now that like a decade ago would have gotten a deck banned in modern is just, I have a hard time wrapping my mind around that. I'm not sure what Wizards is going for. Like, I wish, all I really want from Wizards is some clarity. I wish there was just some clarity about like what they're trying to do. Because like, I don't understand. Like, if what they're saying is, this is what we want standard to be, and we feel like standard, like, we just want two decks to kind of snowball into each other for 4 or 5 turns, and then someone wins. If that's what we're going for, then we just, like, come to grips with it, right? Just, like, modern with Modern Horizons. Like, if this is what it is, then you accept it and move on, or figure out what you're going to do. But I'm not clear on that, because when Wizards talks about it, it's always like, well, we're learning, we're improving, we got to tone down the 1-drops, we're going to balance it. Like, what they say is that, but so I don't know. I don't know what they're going for, and that's the part that gets me, is just the confusion of it, the not really being able to understand. So if we play Case of Uneaten Feast, yeah, let's just do this. Let's just Case of Uneaten Feast, Warp Ahalia. This should gain us enough life to draw a card. Does the Curious Obsession Mono Blue deck count as a combo deck? I think that is my least favorite deck, I think, of all time. The deck I hated playing against most was that deck. Well, let's Warp Ahalia. Get some triggers. I mean, we're doing a good job gaining life, although, sadly, life does not stop the Kona combo kill. We can start growing an Essence Channeler. Solve our case. Draw a card. It's a Verge. Well, pass the turn. Bone it. Untaps. I don't know, what's your least favorite? What's your least favorite combo deck? I remember Kethis combo was pretty annoying. Kethis combo was very annoying. That deck was annoying during its time in Standard. Thankfully, no one figured it out till like the very end of Standard. If it had been in Standard the whole time, that would have been annoying. Nexus, maybe Nexus. The Nexus of Fate Infinite Turn. There was some weirdness, and like, I don't know if you were playing during that era, the Nexus of Fate era, but like, people who didn't really know how the deck worked would just like loop it for so long because they didn't really understand how you would win the game with it, or when to like scoop, or when you couldn't win the game with it, and it just. It was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. It was a very ridiculous time. I mean, this Halia's popping off with these cases. We're gonna start drawing cards. Get in, hit you for 8. All right, opponent. Well, they cannot actually play Kona here, right? Or they can play Kona, but they can't. We're still drawing a lot of lands. All right, opponent going to play a Formidable Speaker. I think we're good though, right? We can lose life to give this flying with our shock and play another Halia to gain enough life and just, wow, do they just discard Kona? Kona Flood? Are they Kona Flooded? They might be, Nadu is probably actually the correct answer. My God, that was bad. That was really bad. So if we play Halia, I think this works. So play a Halia just to trigger our stuff. Grow the Essence Channeler. And then the power of a shock land. Send it to the air and smack ya. All right. Essence. Oh, KCI. Okay, yeah, that was even worse. No, KCI. No, actually, Nadu I think was worse than KCI. Actually, was it? I think Nadu was basically KCI 10 years later, except I think it actually was maybe even worse. Like, the win con of Nadu was so convoluted and just like, it took so long. There's this game, oh my God, I don't know if you've ever seen, did you ever see the BBD? This was at like a Nerd Rage Games event or something when Nadu was legal. And this is Brian Ronduin, great player, former world champion, like very, very high level Magic player. And it's like a Nadu combo turn that I think the turn takes like an hour, maybe over an hour. And like, he's just kind of looping through his deck infinitely. Like, he has to go for a bathroom break, then like the opponent has to go for a bathroom break, and after like an hour of just kind of spinning the wheels, the opponent finally just like scoops randomly because it was just tired of sitting there. That was my never-ending memory of Nadu. Like, that is always what I think of with Nadu, is that experience, and that's just what the Nadu combo was like. Arcane Bombardment is such a cool card. Yeah, at least, like, combos like Splinter Twin, assuming, like, so, the problem with combos is, if their power level is too high, then they become oppressive, because combos are inherently powerful, right? You can just win the game with 2 cards instead of having to, like, do a whole bunch of other things. So when combo decks are too good, any combo deck can be oppressive, but, like, philosophically, something like Splinter Twin or whatever, a deterministic combo that's just like, if I do these things, I win the game. I think in a lot of ways, those are the best combos. I feel like the Omniscience deck is kind of in the middle, right? It's kind of in the middle. It's like, not really deterministic, but it's like deterministic enough that usually you just scoop to the first card draw spell. I just think that turn 4 Omniscience is probably a bit too high powered for my ideal version of Standard, but let's lead on a, I guess we just lead on the Virulent Emissary. I mean, we do have a removal spell, so that is good. That is good. You miss Nadu in, oh boy, I do not miss Nadu in Commander. I am glad that card is gone. That card was something else. Found it. Untap land. I stole some ideas from a Kamigawa Neon Dynasty decks from Magicades. Wait, what's the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty deck? And let's play a land. Case of Anine Feast. Hinterland Sanctifier. Start gaining some life. Get in with the Emissary. Oh, this is going to be a tough turn, chat. So the question is, opponent, Prismari Charm, going to do some surveilling. The question is, do we run out a threat next turn and prepare the Scheming Silvertongue, even though it theoretically means if they just go untap land Kona, we die? Like, how much risk do you take on against Omniscience? Because I feel like if we don't get things on the battlefield and start doing stuff, we're going to lose, but it also feels so bad to have a removal spell in hand and just like, I guess we just got to wait, right? We just got to wait. I guess next turn we can do it. We couldn't draw with the Silvertongue anyway. So I think it makes the most sense to wait, as much as I really want to get this Silvertongue down. Oh, Time Spiral Dragonstorm is so cool. Oh, well, okay. All the removal in the world aren't going to save us from a Lost in the Maze. Well, ouch. How about no land? No land, no Kona. No land, no Kona, no Omniscience, no card draw. Cavern, Kona. Okay. And Omniscience and card draw? Well, I mean, nice hand, opponent. No, jeez, all right, everything. Gonna be all right. There's a few other restrictive effects, like in Chesterton and Djinn Illuminatus, but those are less likely to work. To answer that, the OG premises was Moonstar prototype with Magda to get carry. I don't remember that deck at all. So they saw your post about Wizards going back to 2-year standard soon. What makes you think they'll do so? Care to elaborate a bit more? I wish they'd do it, but I'm not sure myself. All right, so by soon, I'm pretty sure I said like in a year or two is what I was thinking, which is, so I'm not expecting them to like announce this month, we're going back to 2-year standard starting, in June or something. But I think in the next couple of years, here's my arguments why I think that Wizards will switch back to 3-year standard. So number one is, I think that they will realize that it is essentially impossible, or at least incredibly difficult, too difficult for them to realistically do, to balance a standard that has 20 sets and like 6,000 cards in it. It's going to have the same problem that you have testing for like a format like Modern, which is there's just too much. You get this small group of people that are trying to test, and there's too many synergies, too many cards. So I think that Wizards is eventually going to get tired of just things being broken and people complaining and wanting bannings all the time. And I think that the way you get around that is by making the card pool smaller. I think that's the most realistic way to just like tamp down on that stuff. So that's number one. Number two is I think that it is much harder for Wizards to power creep aggressively without breaking things in a world where, well, I guess we're just running out of Halia here. I think it's much harder to power creep aggressively in a world where you have so many sets in Standard. Because when Standard is a shorter period of time, I think you can get away with taking more risks. Quandrix Charm, interesting. I think you can get away with taking more risks because the cards are going to rotate in the near future, but when they don't rotate, then you're kind of piling onto the same issues, but then you got people wanting bannings and people mad and the format's expensive, but my deck got banned. So I think if it comes down to it, Wizards will choose to be able to aggressively power creep. I think that's more important to them to be able to aggressively power creep than it is to keep Standard with 3 years of cards. So those are, I think, the two of the biggest reasons. The last one is this stuff just changes all the time, right? Like, if there's one thing I've learned over the past decade is this is from, I think, 2016 to now. Like, this is my memory off the top of my head of Standard. We went from 3 set blocks to 2 set blocks, from a rotation every year to 2 rotations every year, back to 1 rotation every year, to Universes Beyond cards being added to Standard, to rotation being canceled, to switching to 3-year Standard, to rotation being canceled again, to 7 sets in a year in Standard. So one thing that we know is it always changes, right? It always changes. So I think that also bodes well for Wizards making a change at some point, just because that's what they always do. Like, nothing is set in stone, and things change every couple years anyway. So when I add all that together, I think it's actually pretty likely that they will switch back in the next couple of years. The other possibility is maybe I'm not giving them enough credit and they can figure out a way to actually balance a Standard with that many cards in it. If they can balance it, then I guess, like, whatever, you can make it work even with a bigger card pool. So maybe they can find a way to do it. It's just been like 2 or 3 years now and they haven't really yet. And I think at some point you can't really keep saying, oh, we're learning, we got to print less 1-drops, we're getting better at designing for Standard. At some point, you just gotta design good Standard. Like, you just gotta make Standard good. And I think we're on that clock now, basically. So let's take up Dellian Fell to gain life. Burn ya.
The right spell turns poison.
Play a Scheming Silver Tongue. Wow, opponent has a lot of... So what is opponent, like a Teamer control deck? Well, we will pass the turn. About it. Spell Snare, Ice Till, what? Surak, I don't know. Is this just like Teamer stuff? I don't know, what do you think? What do you think the odds are? Opponent, tap land, and passing. Well, I guess we start drawing now. Let's draw a card, lose a life.
Learn something.
It is, of course, a land. Play the starting town. Play a Halia. Wow, they're playing a lot of counters. Good lord. An opponent consult the star charts with Kicker. I think the block thing is a bit of a red herring. Like, I don't think the block thing is actually that relevant. Like, blocks went away a long time ago. There were legit issues with 3-set blocks. Yes, it is true that there are definitely sets that I wish we stayed on longer, but there's also sets that I'm glad we're not staying on longer. Like, I think people got to remember, it's very easy when you think about blocks to be like, oh, I really love Lorman Eclipse. I wish we were going there 2 or 3 times in a row. Or, oh, Duskborn was super cool for me. I really want to go there another time. Like, it's very easy to do that. The thing is, it also applies to all the sets that you hate, right? Like, if we go back to blocks, that theoretically means 2 or 3 sets in Spider-Man, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or Ether Drift, or Dragon's Maze. So, yeah, that's kind of the risk, right? Like, and I remember that from when blocks were a thing. If you were playing a long time ago, in general, I like blocks. I think that blocks overall were...
Some lessons are painful.
Well, I guess we're going to attack with a creature. Try to attack with a creature. We're just doing so much of nothing. I think we try to attack with a creature land. Our opponent probably kills it because they're a control deck. We get in. We exile the Escape Tunnel because of Ice Till. Wow, opponent took it. Okay. Well, play the Verge. Pass the turn. Another Consult the Star turns down to... I mean, we are actually very close. Our opponent's got to have a combo, right? They got to have some sort of game-ending combo. That's got to be. There's got to be some combo coming that's going to kill us. Opponent. 1, 2, 3. Might form Harmonizer. Okay. And then they have haste. And then we die. Man. Yeah. Wait, how do we have them? How do we have them, Bobo? Oh, if we got to untap. Yeah. If we got to untap with everything. But sadly, we do not. Huh. Oh, we do not have much. Maybe we need more. Maybe we need more instant speed removal. We have a lot of removal that's good against like Badger Mole Cub style decks, but decks like this, it's only instant speed removal that's relevant. And they're playing a lot of counters. Kind of an insane amount of counters. Just like random essence scatters and such. Well, Rat-Quitting Hex doesn't really kill anything. Yeah, I guess it's like that. Yeah, it might be, yeah, that's, all the random stuff's throwing me off. I didn't really expect they were on Harmonizer. I mean, maybe it should have just based on Ice Till. I thought they were just playing, like, random teamer cards that they had in their collection was what it looked like to me. But I guess they were actually sort of, like, teamer Harmonizer with cards that I own, basically. If you had -2 the Planeswalkers, so 0, you would have won. Maybe. I'm still not convinced that our opponent could not interact with that creature land. We're playing an Abzan Soul Sistery deck at the moment. I'm still not sure that they could not interact with it. Like, if they actually knew they were dead there, I think it's possible they just kill the creature land if they thought they could die that turn. I think they knew they had to win the following turn, but yeah. It was close. Yeah, I mean, that is just part of the arena experience, right? That the economy is expensive. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do and make some budget substitutes. That's just the way of the world. Hey Seth, no crazy video to show you yet. Hey, what's up, Christina Lushira? How are you? But I've been playing around with Lorehold, the historian, and funny enough, I won my first match because I because I hit them for 5 damage by attacking and them keep removing him, but I kept bringing it back with Emerge from the Cocoon. You may want to have a look into Tablet of Discovery with Lorehold, as it adds 2 red to pay for miracles. What is Emerge from the... What are these cards you're playing with, Christina? Emerge from the Cocoon. Oh, yeah. So you kept it's just white reanimation. So you just kept reanimating it. Tablet of Discovery. Might want to look into Tablet of Discovery. Is that the Mana Rock? I mean, it does seem good with Lorehold, right? Since Lorehold's a 5, like if you play this on turn 3, you ramp into Lorehold the next turn, and then in the future, it can help pay for the miracle. I mean, we'll try this. We'll try it. So far, I feel like I like the Golgari mid-range version of Life Gain better than this Soul Sistery version. Is that the first brew you've been working on, Christina? Is some Lorehold? Lorehold is a cool card. I would rather we have gotten 2 sets for ECL, 1 for Lauren, 1 for Shadowmoor. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too, is you can be like, well, just do multiple sets for the good sets or whatever. The problem with that is Wizards is the one that determines that. And what makes a good set for Wizards might not necessarily, they might not have the same definition of good as you do necessarily. Like for them, good might be Spider-Man or something, when for you, good is Lorwyn Eclipse. Well, I think we just... Let's play the starting town. And then I think we just play the Halia. Opponent. Random Essence Scatter. Mulligan and hit you. We played a lot with loot during early access day. We haven't played loot today. Opponent. Starting town and passing. Well, pay 2 life. Go to combat. Get in, hit you. This feels so bad. Opponent. Passes. Plays a land. Now let's play an Essence Channeler. We need to draw with the Scheming Silvertongue to have any shot in this game. All right, a sad consult the star charts. Well, we get an Essence Channeler. We gain a bunch of life. Play the land, go to combat, get in, hit you. Down to 14. Yeah, we played a ton of loot during early access, so I figured we'd try something else. We try something else today. We definitely will try it more because I really do want to see how it works on the ladder because it felt so good during early access. I want to see if that actually holds up in real standard. My expectation is it's probably not going to be as good, but I think it's still going to be very good. Found it. My form harmonizer. Well, I mean, we will see if they have protection. This has got to be the best window, right? Get lost. All right. Harmonizer down. Harmonizer down for now. That was big. That was big. We dealt with the combo piece for now. Opponent gets a forest. And passes. Well, 1 and 2. Plays Scheming Silvertongue. Trigger. Go to combat. Hit ya. Down to 5. And I mean, we're going to sign a blood, see if we can hit another piece of interaction, because they might be able to run it back. A duress would be helpful. Ooh. Well, play the land. Play another Silver Tongue. All right, come on. Come on, no second Harmonizer, please. Please, no second Harmonizer. Pass the turn, opponent. Consult the star chart's gonna do some digging. Can they find the Harmonizer, opponent? Does find a Harmonizer. Full bore's the Harmonizer. Fetch land. And death. Actually, can we survive? We double block. That soaks up 6. Oh, and they can crack those. Yeah, we actually take Exacxies here. Boo! What is your favorite Strixhaven? What is your favorite Strixhaven card, Tuka Buddy? All right. So we've I don't want to give up on this deck quite yet because we've just played 2 combo decks in a row, right? We played two combo decks. And I feel like combo's got to be like the worst matchup for this deck. Conciliator's Duelist is a super cool card. What are you playing it in, Tuga? Yeah, Death Touch Blocker doesn't do it though, right? They still just trample over. Like the Death Touch Blocker could kill it if we were still alive, but they still just trample over and we just die. Like that's kind of the issue. I mean, basically, standard is essentially, is it decks versus Badger Mole Cub decks versus some combo decks. I guess Demir midrange. Demir midrange pops in every once in a while. But essentially, like, it's something like 30-40% of the meta is it decks. Maybe 20 to 30. 20 to 30% of the meta is Badger Mole Cub decks. And then the rest is split up between combo decks, a few control decks like Jeskai Control, the mere mid-range. But yeah, those are definitely the biggest. First Strike Death Touch Blocker, that would put an end to that Might Form Harmonizer for sure. Well, let's play Cottage, pass the turn. So how has draft been so far? Does the format feel super fast? Is it going to be a super fast format? Let's just play a tap land. I think we probably just kill the Umbral Collar Zealot. Yeah, I've seen the Befong Bounty Hunters. I've seen versions of it. I think we played some version of it back on early access day for Avatar. But yeah, I've seen some people showing up in like the 5-0 results a little bit. It is a cool idea. It is, I found, very annoying to play. Very, very click heavy. But it is cool. Well, let's get rid of the Umbral Collar Zealot. Opponent. Oh, this is also a combo deck. Interesting. Well, play the land on white. We'll warp a Halia. Actually, you know what? I think we just full price the Halia. Let's just run out the Halia. Run out the Halia, gain a life, pass the turn. It seems modern. I'm in my 3rd one. Stomped on Witherbloom. Did okay with Lorehold, drafting Prismari right now. Ooh. Are you going to watch the new Avatar movie? I don't know. Is it supposed to be good, Silty Smacker? I mean, I did like the Avatar show, but I have not went full on Richard mode where like Richard watched Legend of Korra and he went like the live action ones and he just loves all of Avatar now. I haven't went that far. Now let's, oh boy, we're missing land, so I think we have to warp a Halia. This is awkward. Warp a Halia just to gain some life. Essence Channeler. Tap land. go. The entire movie got leaked. Wow. How does that even happen? I mean, I guess, when is it supposed to come out? It's actually awesome. Oh, maybe, is it the same story? Is it the same story as the Avatar show? Like, is this actually like a retelling of what was in the Avatar show? Or is this like another story involving the same characters? Oh, the hackers got it. Why are they hacking the movies though? Found it. Passing. Well, I mean, I think we got to play Professor Dellian fell to kill. I feel like we have to kill Confectioner, because Confectioner is definitely an infinite combo piece. So I think we have to kill this, or we risk just dying out of nowhere. Opponent gets to sack and descry. Play the tap lane on green. Pass the turn. It's in between the Last Airbender and Korra. Oh. Interesting. I mean, I will probably check it out. When is it actually supposed to release? I know that it leaked. When does it actually release? Opponent has a Professor Dellian fell. Opponent's going to kill the Halia.
Be gone from my presence.
And gets in. I think we actually just block. Because if we keep the Dellian fell, we can take up and play the more SEO. Oh, that's even better. So now we can play the Essence Channeler. Oh, this is going to be great. Wow, check this out. Professor Dellian fell actually seems like it works pretty well with Halia. So we can take that up. We can more SEO. Do we have to manually... Oh, let's auto-order triggered abilities because I don't trust Arena. Play the land. Oh, it's not going to trigger, is it? We're still going to get Halia. But we don't get to draw... We don't get to gain life. Oh, more... If you take one thing away from this... If you take anything away from this stream chat... is that Morcio is actually incredible. Like, this is the card. I know I've said it multiple times during the stream, but Morcio is, that's the card that has felt the best out of all these cards. Dellian fells felt good. The other stuff felt reasonable, but Morcio has felt very, very good. Very, very, very good. My LGS has its first RCQ in May. What modern meta deck should I play? So what do you have most experience with, Patrick, as far as modern? Do you have like a personal favorite deck or deck that you play a lot? Well, let's take up gain life.
The right spell turns poison to medicine.
Play a Virulent Emissary. I mean, the best deck right now in Modern is still Boros Energy. Like, that is still the most played deck in the meta. But I think Modern, rewards you for playing decks that you like and that you know well. At least traditionally Modern does. So I think that, like, the Quantum Riddler decks are still good. Affinity has been very good. If you were to tell me that, like, the deck that I mostly play is Storm or Amulet Titan, I would definitely tell you play Storm or Amulet Titan, because I think a good Storm or Amulet Titan player can very easily crush a tournament. Yeah, I wish they would ban more from the energy deck. So opponent, oh, bad news, opponent. Like, yes, this works, sort of. We're gonna send everything at the Dellian fell. Gain a life. What our opponent doesn't know is there's even more CO. So Energy is the deck that most consistently has performed well overall. Like, as far as if you just look at like the metagame, it's the highest percentage of the metagame, which means it's the one that shows up winning the most often overall. On a personal level, I think like Amulet Titan or Storm deck is probably a more explosive deck, or Agorio's Vengeance. Like, I think there's decks that are potentially even stronger, but those are often combo decks that you need to know how to play, and you need to dodge like the hate cards. But if you do, I think they're even better. I think Boros Energy is just a very safe choice. Opponent going to sack their Planeswalker to draw 2 cards. Sure. I mean, this Witherbloom Charm, I guess, has been good for our opponent. Well, let's play another Morcio. Trigger. Get back another Essence Channeler. Draw with a Halia. I mean, this game's felt very good for the deck. Maybe we do not want to have to stack all of our triggers. On second thought, we will Arena, you're great at this. We will accept whatever you want. That is too many clicks. Belcher is mostly a blue deck. So traditional Legacy Belcher is a red deck. Like, that was what I think of as Belcher is often like a red ritual deck. In Modern, it is mostly a blue deck. It is mostly a mono blue MDFC deck. I think it really comes down to like what you enjoy playing and what you're good at playing, though. That is the biggest thing. Like, I think you'll have more success playing a deck that you enjoy and a deck that you have experience with than playing the best deck that you don't enjoy or don't have experience with. So that's what I would say. Oh, Dimir Frog. One of the things I'm most excited for from this set is the Mystical Archives are going to be super fun. We haven't got to it yet because we've been focused on Standard, but there's some interesting Teaching Arena Zoomer options because of this whole sheet. But like, Ad Nauseum's new to Arena. Armageddon is probably the biggest one. We definitely got to teach Arena Zoomers about Armageddon. Berserk could be interesting. We have Force of Will now. We have Daze now, which maybe not teaching Arena Zoomer cards, but those are going to be format-defining cards, I think, in Timeless. Living End could be a thing now, maybe an Historic. So we're definitely going to have some Vampire Tutor exists now. There's definitely going to be some interesting stuff we can try. Force of Will is in it, yes. Force of Will, I mean, that is the biggest one. The biggest one for Arena, I think. Wait a minute. So what do we want to do against this deck? We actually should sideboard. Are they trying to reanimate's the question? Oh, they got to just be combo. Maybe we just bring in the sweepers? This might be in a road matchup, actually. Let's go. One card that I have not been as impressed with has been... I have not been nearly as impressed with the Tragedy Feaster. Like, it's big, and I guess we haven't seen it a whole lot, but it's mostly just been a big body. Like, I think Morcio's been more impressive. Timeless is going to be wild. Timeless is always wild, but Timeless with Force and Daze is going to get... Like, that is going to change. Oh, I don't know if we can keep this. As much as we like Professor Dellian fell, that is a bit much of a good thing. All right, let's try that. That's fine. I mean, in some ways, it might be less, like, it's definitely wilder, but in some ways, I could see an argument that maybe it ends up less degenerate because Force of Will is like the format police, maybe. I'm actually, in some ways, more worried about Daze. I think Daze is going to be potentially more obnoxious out of the two. Yeah, let's just play a tap land. Play a tap land, pass the turn. Haley is kind of nice with Curse, because we can warp it for 1 mana and then Withering Curse if we have to. Opponent, gonna get it and hit us. My experience with, like, White Leyline or the Air Crystal is they're just kind of too expensive. It's so hard to find time to get a... It's so hard to find the time to get a 4-mana permanent that doesn't do anything right away on the battlefield. So that's kind of the big issue. Like, they're very powerful. If you can somehow get them down and untap with them, oh, they're super strong, no doubt about it. It's just very hard to find the time to, like, invest the mana into it without dying on the backswing, essentially. All right, let's warp Ahalia. Gain some life. Play a land, Morcio. And see what our opponent... I mean, if they have interaction, this is kind of good. Because we get to draw with the Halia, we should get to solve our case. Alright, opponent's going to exile. Well, we solved the case. Gain a bunch of life, draw a land. And pass turn. Most standard sets cards aren't even designed with purely standard in mind. Yeah, I mean, that's another whole aspect to standard is, like, that's been a huge change in Magic over the last 10 years is the shift towards Commander being the primary focus. When in the past it was everything was designed for standard, and then things kind of filtered into Commander or Modern. Now things are designed for Commander, and they filter into standard, which is something that probably makes sense because Commander is so popular, but it definitely does have a negative influence on standard. I think that's pretty straightforward. I was happy that they printed the land destruction creature in Secrets of Strixhaven. Like, it's a little toned down, right? It's 5 total mana because you got to pay 3 for the creature and then 2 for the prepare spell. But really, all right, opponent, Requiting Hex, gonna take down the Essence Channeler for now. But just the fact that they made it, I think it's a step in the right direction. And I kind of feel like we might see more of it. I honestly kind of think that you could just print Stone Rain into standard, and that standard is so fast and powerful that I'm not sure Stone Rain would actually be good. They probably won't do it because it's going to make people salty. Like, the games where someone misses a land drop and does actually get got by it, people are not going to be thrilled. But I think from, like, a competitive perspective, I think it would actually not like destroy the format, or probably even be very good in the format. Now, play the Overgrown Tomb. We're going to start beating down with the Halias. Our opponent is getting the Seth draw here. Cannot find a land to save their life. Oh, poor opponent. Oh, also, I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, but next 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing Vegas stuff. I'm leaving next Tuesday to go to Vegas, and then getting home late the next Monday night from Vegas. So odds are that we're going to miss the next 2 streams, unfortunately. Although after that, we will be back to it. If somehow it works out that I can actually make it work, that actually felt pretty good. All right, let's do one more with this deck. Let's do one more. But keep that in mind that stream will be off for a couple of weeks. However, if you're in Vegas, definitely find me. I mean, that game felt pretty good. Cubs will play Stone Rains faster than everyone else. Yeah, I mean, I guess you would risk, like, turn 1 Llanowar Elf, turn 2 Stone Rain. I would kind of enjoy that. Would the average arena player enjoy that? Seth, do you have any vacation in the whole year? When was the last time I took vacation? Man, it's been a minute. I might have to do that sometime. Maybe I actually have to take vacation sometime. It's tough. It's so tough when... Ew, that's a lot of lands. It's so tough when your job is something that you enjoy and often doesn't really feel like a job. It makes it easy. It makes it easy sometimes to not think so much about rest and vacations and so forth compared to, I'm sure if I was working in an office or a factory or something, I'd be counting down the days to my next vacation. Ooh, is it a opponent Steam vents? And I mean, I'm gonna have to take a couple days off because I got another wedding, another one of my little brother's weddings coming up. So I'm gonna have to do that, but that's not exactly the same. When is your next vacation, Chaos Factory? What are you doing for your next vacation, Chaos Factory Gaming? That's the other thing. It's like before, like a few years ago, I took a week of vacation, and then you know what I did on that vacation? I bet you can guess. I bet you can guess what I did on that vacation. What did I do on my week vacation? I stayed home and played Magic. I just didn't record it. I just didn't record it, so there wasn't a video. But I just drafted and did the same things anyway. Yeah, exactly. So what's the point? My next vacation is going to Portugal for the honeymoon after getting married in Joe. Congratulations, Chaos Factor. I do like Blur too. Oh, is the new Slay the Spires good? So last year when I went to Vegas, all of you, I asked you, what are some good games that I can play without having the internet? And it was Balatro and Slay the Spires. And I enjoyed both of those games a lot. So I was thinking about trying Slay the Spires 2 this time, but I'm curious if you have any other suggestions. If you have any other suggestions for games that are good to play offline on a flight, let me know. Multiplayer is a cool idea. This is why you should buy my new collection so I can afford going... Ooh, Chaos Factor. That actually, it's so funny. That actually kind of makes me want to buy the collection more because that's probably a good video title. I bought a collection so someone could get a fancy dinner on their honeymoon. I bought a collection so someone could buy their new wife dinner. That sounds a little weird. That one sounds a little worse. But the story of it, that's part of it, right? The story makes it work. Oh, they have so many more cards than we do. Well, let's do this. I think we're gonna sack. Well, we finally saw Flow State pop off. Oh, it's a lot of Reckwitting hexes against a deck that I don't know if they're even playing creatures. Well, get in, hit ya. Pass the turn. Ooh, Vampire Survivor, eh? Has anyone ever sold out of paper Magic and went full-time arena? How's your experience been? I'm an old legacy modern player, but this EDH trend isn't cutting it for me anymore. I mean, Conscript, I guess I'm kind of unique in the sense that I really started playing digitally. This is Ward 1, right? Okay. I started playing digitally and then shifted more towards paper, but I'm pretty happy with having online being the primary way I play. Like, I still play, Commander, and we do Commander Clash and stuff. I have some decks that I bring with me to events, but I think it can be worth it. Well, how about a Morcio? And gain some life. And hit ya. We can't kill this Stallion, though. We'll get back to Emissary. I guess Emissary could theoretically kill it. Yeah, I'm curious how good this card is. I saw it pop up once very hard during early access. The question is, do you gotta build, like, can you just play in a deck or do you gotta build around it? Like, do you have to, is it like a Color Storm Stallion deck where it's like, I'm playing all these spells that cost 5 mana to try to make a bunch of Stallions? Or can you just slot it into one of the many Is It decks running around? Like, what it does would work in something like an Is It Prowess style shell, but you're never going to really cast something for 5 or more mana in Is It Prowess does that part matter? Like, are you playing this to copy it? You're playing it as like a ward haste prowess threat. Opponent 3 steps ahead. Going to copy the, okay. Sure, why not spree it and copy it for free? Okay. And Prismari Charm. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. We're going to die to it either way. Prismari Charm is kind of the truth. If you could add something to Arena outside of anything to do with cards or format-related things, what would you want added? Well, I wish there was chat. I wish there was a way you could interact. Like, I know they're hesitant to put full chat on Arena. I don't know. Maybe Arena's different. Moto has full chat. I've played Moto with full chat for years and years and years. And yes, every once in a while you run into someone who's a jerk and you gotta, deal with it. But like 90% of my interaction, maybe it's different because I guess Burst Lightning's a good Color Storm Stallion card. But like 90% of my interactions are positive. And one thing I really wish that there was a way that you could do on Arena is just like little bits of interaction. There's sometimes where I just want to be able to say, it's okay that you scoop here, or that's a cool combo, but I don't want to sit through it, or like little things like that, or even just thanks, or like sorry, like some things like that. So I wish there was more of a way, even if they don't want to go full on hardcore chat for whatever reason, because the people who are jerks will, take advantage of it, which I get. Yes, there will be people who do that. I wish there's a way I could interact more with my opponents. I would also love there to be some way you could like opt in maybe to getting your opponent's deck list, or like that you play someone and they have a cool deck and you could send a request to them to be like, hey, would you like to share your list with me or something? Like, I think that would be super cool. They should do something like, because, I wish there was, even emotes would solve part of my issues. So being able to say sorry or like cool deck or whatever, if I could make the right emotes that did what I wanted, but the emotes just don't exist for everything that I want necessarily. Yeah, what's your deck list would be awesome. Are you playing any events at the Magic Con? Probably not. I think it is most likely that I won't play any events. I think, let's get rid of the hexes. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. And all right, let's go one Soul Guide Lander and run it like that. Doing the Pack It Up show on Saturday means I kind of only have really 2 mostly full days of playing. And the problem I always run into with events is I go to things like MagicCon Vegas to meet all of you, right? I want to meet you and get to jam games with you or take pictures or whatever you want to do. But that's the main reason I go to events. And playing in an event at a MagicCon, it just eats up like so many hours that it's tough. So I tend not to play events. If I do play an event, the things I would be most interested in is like the special things that they only do at Magic Cons. Like the Unknown event is really cool with the playtest cards, or something along those lines. Like something like that, I could see making time for. But in general, I usually don't play events. I usually just do the like meet and greets and like meet people and just jam a bunch of games with people. Oh, client crash. Yes, client crashing is another one. Some way to just be like, I'm not being a jerk here, but arena crashed or something. Like some way to be able to say that would also be very appreciated. Oh, you're gonna go for a limited qualifier. Nice. What is the? Yeah, me and you've played before, dog. What is the format? Is it Secrets of Strixhaven for the limited qualifier? Ooh, is the Wizards going to release the sets for next year? I have not heard that. I don't know. They always release something at the Magic Cons, right? Some sort of previews. My guess is we'll get a bunch of Marvel previews, probably, since that's the next set. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to get, especially now that we got those leaks today, if we start to get some info on Reality Fracture, and then maybe we actually hear about next year's sets. But that's my guess, is it'll mostly be Reality Fracture and see, I gotta look into the Star Wars mix-up. Is it possible? Is it possible that it's... we're just going to run this out, I guess. Is it possible that... I mean, this is basically just growing the Essence Channeler and making bodies. I want to try to wait till we could reanimate something, but I think we just got to pressure. Get you low while we can. So is it possible that the same factory that prints Magic cards prints the Star Wars Unlimited game, and they just messed it up? Because to me, it seems unlikely that we'll get Star Wars in the near future, because it seems like overload with Star Trek coming this year. So that's the part that, well, so Road's going to be good. I'm not a huge Road believer, but right now, 1 mana kill your Color Storm Stallion is perfectly fine. It just seems unlikely to me that we would get Star Trek and then Star Wars like the next year, but maybe. Have we seen any Disney? I guess Marvel is owned by Disney, right? Marvel owns Disney, or Disney owns Marvel. I feel like Star Wars would actually be way bigger than Star Trek. Although I do wonder if Star Wars has a little bit of the Marvel problem where it was at its peak and people really loved it, like, in the past, but then the last few years I hear more, and maybe it's just being on the internet all the time, but like, similarly to Marvel, now when it comes to Star Wars, yes, there's still some people that are talking about how cool the new thing is and they like it, but it's also a lot of people complaining about the new thing and how it's not as good as the old thing. Kind of like how Marvel went, where it like kind of peaked with Endgame or whatever, and now when I hear people talk about Marvel, they're usually like memeing on it rather than being like, oh, I can't wait to go see the movie. Yeah, Star Wars might need their game to go away first. Yeah, I mean, that worked. Let's run it back. Except maybe like a secret layer. Yeah, I think secret layer is anything. Anything can go in a secret layer. Like, that's definitely possible. I'm very curious to see how Star Trek does. I've always, like, kind of thought of Star Trek as the lesser of the two. Is the Star Wars card game popular? I was hearing a lot about it like 6 months ago, and I know there are some people who are into it for sure. I don't know how big it is overall though. I'm not sure. Well, I mean, I guess we just, yeah, let's just play a tap land and duress. Get a sense of what they're working, and then next turn we can Halia, Silver Tongue, 2 Burst Lightnings, 2 Pyroclasms, a Tishana's Tidebinder. All right, we'll take a Burst Lightning. I mean, our hand's actually pretty set up against those Pyroclasms. As long as we play around this Tidebinder a bit. Opponent, Demo Field, and passing. Ooh, Starting Town right on time. Well, play the Starting Town. Let's Warp a Halia. And then play a Silver Tongue. We'll see if our opponent Tidebinds. They might Tidebind the Silver Tongue, I would guess. But our opponent's hand does not have much going on in it. What actually happened to Lorcana was super popular for a while. I still see people talk about Lorcana a little bit. I mean, the life cycle of new TCGs is often like that, right? Like, remember MetaZoo, or like, they just tend to come and go. There's not many TCGs that actually stick around, but there's a lot of TC. Oh, are they gonna go for Halia? Interesting. I thought they would go with Scheming Silvertongue. All right. Well, opponent gets down the Tidebinder, stops the Halia. Mil Ikru, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup here for you. Thank you. Opponent getting in, hitting us. We will take it down to 18. And opponent, going to do some passing. Well, we are going to play another Halia. And get in with the Silver Tongue. They actually have an answer? I mean, we know 3 of their 4 cards, and they do not answer a Scheming Silver Tongue. Oh, they're going to bounce it. Okay, sure. I mean, that's fine. That's a Prismari Charm. Man, opponent's hand is not good now. Opponent passes. All right, opponent. You got to draw your Stallion, and you got to draw it pretty quick, I think. Where is Simic Infinite Combo? Ooh, what combo are you thinking of? Mikizam. I didn't play pre-release, but I did learn that there's a new-ish LGS that opened like a half hour away, which is actually kind of close for me for an LGS, so there might be pre-releasing in the future. Let's get down this Surrak. Get down this Gaming Silver Tongue. Gain some life. And, yeah, I mean, I guess we... do we get in? You know what? We're not going to get in. We're going to pass. I don't want to lose it to another Tidebinder. I feel like with the Surrak for protection from removal, I think our opponent's going to try to set up a double Pyroclasm turn. They're going to set up a double Pyroclasm turn. And then we get to follow it up with Professor Dellian Fell Scheming Silver Tongue, which is pretty good. All right, let's see it, opponent. Opponent untaps. Yeah, how was your olive tree release? Yeah, I live in the middle of nowhere. So it makes it hard to get to the LGS. They're definitely doing it, right? They're definitely doing it. Yeah, let's block. I think they still do it. I think they probably still do it because they don't want us to sign in blood. It's got to be double Pyroclasm. I don't know what else. So land on blue. Sure. Pyro, okay. It is double Pyroclasm. Well, we got a Professor Dellian Fell. We will play Professor... Let's see. Play the land. Play Professor Dellian Fell. Play the Scheming Silver Tongue. Gain some life. And now our opponent is running low on cards. They can kill the Silver Tongue, but then there's still Professor Dellian Fell. And the ultimate is coming. I will say the ultimate does not seem unbeatable. It seems fine, but not unbeatable. Well, I mean, we're going to sign in blood real quick. Draw a couple cards. And let's emblem the Professor. We got a Tidebinder. Opponent. Come on. Hold. Ooh, all right, no Tidebinder. Well, in that case, let's play a case of an Eaten Feast. Play a case of an Eaten Feast. And go to Actually, no, we should just play it, right? Let's play the Morcio. Do we have a counter? Ooh, opponent 3 steps ahead. Okay, opponent staying alive-ish. And wow, and an Eddie Murkrab. Okay. All right, opponent gonna tap it down, kill the Professor. I mean, our opponent found the right cards. They found the right cards, opponent. I mean, okay, land, Burst Lightning in hand. So now they can Eddie Murk. If we don't draw anything, we might actually be in trouble. Man, that 3 steps ahead was a ridiculously good draw. Burst Lightning kicks it. All right, come on, Magic Gods. Give us a card. Give us a card. Gets into the Dellian Fell. Sure, come on. Come on, any action. Well, I mean, Oh, that is not what we wanted, but it does deal with that Emerald Crab. Pass the turn. Wow. The literal best possible draw. 2-mana draw 2 in the flow state. Opponent gets a new hand, plays a land. Passes. Well, all right. Oh, did they draw another counter? I'm going to cry. I'm literally going to cry. Morcio. Triggers. Drainia. Sadly, it is not enough to solve the cases. That's what we really want, is to solve the cases. Because if we solve the cases, then we can recast our graveyard. We're 1 life short. Is it a removal spell? Ashling's Command. Oh, chaining it together, opponent. Color Storm Stallion. And a Sleight of Hand. Oh, man. Wow. No, I think Flow State's still super mid. I think our opponent's just running well. Like, our opponent's just getting super good runs. But Flow State itself, I think, is still very mid. Found it. Goes attacking. And we, of course, draw land, and we will pass the turn. Man. Ah! An opponent finds an Emerald Crab, of course. And untaps. I mean, I guess the question is if it's broken in, like, Legacy or Vintage. Like, there's some Legacy players talking about it. If it actually is, like, man, they ran so much better than... So much better than we did. Boy, that was kind of a brutal one. The question's going to be, does it see any play? Does it see heavy play? Is it like a staple? Is it like a staple in a format like Legacy? If it is, if this is like, so like, hello website. No, that's Farseek. So if it ends up being like a staple in a format like Legacy, I don't know. There we go. If it ends up being like a Legacy staple, and it's like adopted as a 4-of in Delver or something, like their Dimir tempo, and we're just looking and it's like 4-of, like a stock up style effect. Like what made stock up expensive is that it started seeing play in older formats. Yes, he's playing standard, but as he's playing Legacy, as he's playing Vintage, it's a staple in Modern. It's going to have to do that. I'm not convinced that it's that level of a card, but also I don't play that much Legacy or Vintage. So my thinking is it's like more okay than great in Standard. I think we're going to find out. So I think it's all going to depend on that. I would bet on it going down over going up. Like, I would short it if I could. given the choice, I would short it if that was an option. Still trying to get you to check out my Witherbloom Modern that can win with Approach on turn 3. All right, let me see before we wrap things up for today. Approaching Modern. So Approach of the Second Sun. We have an African Swallow, Badger Molekup on his Rutstein. Ooh, Witherbloom the Balancer, eh? So it seems like the hope is to do Badger Molekup, flood the board with creatures, Badger Molekup, get down a fast Witherbloom the Balancer, and then try to approach the Second Sun into Approach the Second Sun. That looks fun. I mean, Witherbloom is a very powerful card if it sticks on the battlefield. It is. I like the Time of Needs as a way to try to find the Witherblooms. Have you got to play with it much? Hey, what's up, Cat Cam fan? Have you got to play with it at all yet, Chaos Factor? I'm curious how it feels. Man, I wish there was I don't know how you enforce this. We need like bracket 1 Modern. I don't know how you enforce this, but I wish there was a way that you could play like more casual Modern, because it's so cool. It's kind of like the value Vintage thing that people have been doing. it's so much fun with like the old card pools because you can do such crazy things, right? Once you go back to modern, it's so cool just the synergies there, like the old modern against the odds decks. But it's just so hard when you're like when the top tier of the meta is just like, turn 3 kill decks or whatever, like it's very tough to like make those cool things work. I don't know how you ever enforce it, but that would be a very cool thing to exist if it was possible. 7th win. Hey, come on, Tuca buddy. What are you playing? What color combination? Did you say Lorehold? As someone who used to live in the middle of nowhere myself, but now lives in a nice city, but which is not far from a nature and rural area that I want to visit. Have you ever thought about not living in the middle of nowhere? Do you like living in the middle of nowhere more than you dislike the inconveniences? Would you ever move somewhere less middle of nowhere? Possibly. Like, so the biggest challenge for me moving from the middle of nowhere is this is just kind of like where a lot of responsibilities and family and friends type of stuff are. So that would be kind of the challenge. Honestly, I kind of like living in the middle of nowhere. Like, I think there's some upsides there. Yeah, it's a downside if I want to go to pre-release or something. But considering a lot of the time, like so much of what I do is online anywhere, that like a huge portion of my life would just be more expensive, but the same. If I lived in a city, I would just have to like pay more for everything because it's cheaper out in the middle of nowhere than it is in the city. But like my day-to-day life would still mostly be me hanging out with you and making videos and playing Magic. So I think I would be much more motivated to move to a less middle of nowhere area if I wasn't doing the job that I do, basically, if that makes sense. Like if I actually had to look for a job, then that might be the reason that I would move to another area, just because I imagine finding a job around here would be difficult because there's just not a lot of options. So something like that maybe, but with the job I'm doing now, since I do it all online, then there's not much of a motivation for that. I recently got the ability to get DoorDash, like maybe 6 months ago. For a long time, I could not. Now it technically exists, but there's like a fast track gas station and a McDonald's, I think, that you can get stuff from. So sort of. You can get DoorDash, but it's definitely not like being in the city where you have like hundreds of options. You can kind of get a couple things from the gas station maybe, but pack openings is fun. Please. All right, let's open these. Oh, we only have 2 packs. Good lord. I don't know where my pre-sale bundle went. Did anyone else get their pre-sale stuff? I definitely bought a pre-sale bundle, and I definitely have not gotten a pre-sale. But wait, Vamp Tutor and a Lorehold. Not going to complain about that out of our first 2 packs. Yeah, do not eat gas station sushi. That is good advice. DoorDash and gas station sushi sounds like a gamble of a lifetime. Indeed. Packs in mail. Let me see. School's back in session. All right, we'll open. Oh, look at those lands. I mean, those lands look fine, I guess. They look fine. The boring non-borderless lands. All right, let's open these last packs. Oh, I don't know. What do we want? I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. Something else. Talking about improving Arena. I wish there was a way that they could make opening packs fun. Like, that's one of my least favorites. I love opening packs in paper. It's very exciting, very fun. I love it. On Arena, I find opening packs just to kind of be a chore. Like, I don't get that excitement. It's not interesting. I wish there was a way you could solve that. If they could get more of the excitement of opening packs in paper onto Arena, I think that would be a big win. I'm not sure how you do that, because I think a lot of the issue is, like, because there's no economy on Arena and you can't sell or trade the cards, they're kind of worth the same. So it's more just like mass opening to try to get enough wild cards to build the deck you want rather than caring about what you open in packs. But I wish there was a way that they would make me care and make me excited and like sit down and open some packs with you all like we do in paper. And they just haven't figured that out yet. Like if you had to click through one at a time, that would just annoy me more though. Because then it's still like they're still all valueless, and I'm like, I just want to build a deck, but I have to click through every card now. Maybe if you had the option to click through every card, maybe the option. I could deal with the option. I wouldn't want it to be mandatory, because sometimes I just want to open 50 packs and get the wild cards and play a deck. But having the option to go through it card by card might be cool. Yeah. There are no hits when opening packs, no dopamine chasing size. Same with play boost. It kind of is. It kind of is the same as play boosters to some extent. Anyway, everyone, I think that's all we got time for today. So what did we learn about these decks? And I gotta say, overall, our record is middling. Our running was very weird. I actually like, overall, I think I was more impressed with the Golgari deck than the Abzan deck. Professor Dellian felt pretty good. Morcio felt incredibly good. Scheming Silvertongue felt good, although it is tough to find the time to cast the Sign in Blood, and it does die kind of a lot, so I still think it's good. It's only 2 mana, but that one I think did the least work overall. Tragedy Feaster, I guess TBD. We just didn't see it that often, although I did feel like the games where we did find Tragedy Feaster, it was kind of just okay. It was like big, but a lot of times our opponent could wrath it away, or maybe didn't care about a big creature because they're comboing or something. But overall, Morcio, most impressive card of the day. Professor Dellian actually felt good. I think it's actually playable. I think it's got a shot to be playable. Silvertongue fine, and then Tragedy Feaster kind of mid. But excited to see you guys in Vegas. Chat some weed, jab some games. What power level are we talking for Commander? I mean, mostly like roughly kind of Commander Clash level, I guess, 2, 3, bracket 2, bracket 3, somewhere in that range. I don't usually care too much about brackets, but the decks are basically in that power level for the most part. But I'm excited to see you too. So anyway, everyone, I preferred Moto Treasure Chest, but I think that was mostly because there was value, right? So like on Moto, you had the chance that you opened something that was worth $30 and you'd be like, oh, that's exciting. Not that you'd ever really sell it, but like, I don't know. The cards have a different value. When all the cards are worth the same, I think it makes it much less exciting to open a booster pack. It just makes opening booster pack a way to get the cards. When cards have different values, then it's more exciting because some cards are better than others because they're just really not good or bad. Like a good pack. The funniest thing, it goes back to that little, that short I did with Jax, my little nephew, where it's like, the thing that is supposed to be the thing that is the most exciting for me in a booster pack on Arena is getting a wild card, which is the least exciting thing to someone that doesn't understand wild cards. Like if you're a new player, you don't appreciate it. There's no art on them. They're not obvious what they do. It's just like this thing staring at you. When for me, I'm like, oh, can I hit a wild card? That's the best thing I can open. So even that's a little bit contradictory. Tuka, buddy, congratulations on the 7-2. Enjoy the trophy on Secrets of Strixhaven release day. And on that note, everyone, we're gonna wrap it up for today. So reminders on the way out the door, replay YouTube for the old streams, normal YouTube, tons of stuff coming up on there. One more shout out to our sponsor, Card Kingdom. If you need some magic cards, you can get them at cardkingdom.com. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. I love y'all. Have a great week. A reminder, probably no stream the next couple of weeks because of Vegas, but if you're in Vegas, come say hello, and I will be back streaming as soon as possible. So until then, everyone, be good, stay safe. I love y'all, and I will talk to you soon.